Welcome back to episode 15 of the Block Runner podcast, where we discuss all things crypto. On this episode, we discuss what happened to Bitcoin when it went from 14,000 down to 10,000. You're going to be listening to us reacting to Bitcoin fluctuating. Please do not consider any of what's discussed as investment advice. Having said that, let's go over the topics. First, we discuss the initial shock and emotions when the price rises and falls just as quickly. Then, with hindsight being 2020, what are some strategies to minimize the effects of fluctuations? Then, does it make sense to time the top or hodl all the way? We analyze when altcoin season begins, and finally, we get into universal basic income, taxes on crypto, and cultural expectations. I hope you enjoy. Let's listen in. What did we just witness?
I'm not sure, man. Like, are we overreacting? Dude, that's what I've been like contemplating.
Well, let's run it back to a couple of days ago.
Just from the beginning, like everyone's freaking out. Well, not everyone, right? Just like people like us are freaking out about this price increase that we've been experiencing the last, 3 months.
Yeah.
Bitcoin. Then I started thinking about it. Like, is this really that crazy? Like, it seems crazy because we went from 3,000 to 13K.
Yeah.
Which is a lot. Like, that's a big.
Yeah.
We've broken through all resistance.
Plus levels. 10K. I mean,
yeah, right?
3 months.
Wasn't like the big resistance like 11K or something?
I think the big resistance was near, 11K.
11, 5
10 or 11,
We just like blew through that shit like nothing.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, we're on our way to 20K, right? If you look at the chart.
Yeah. And I think we're still on the way. It's just these are the little bumps we're going to see.
Exactly. No, like, we've been needing some kind of pullback. Like, there's literally been none.
Yeah, but this is like a whale saying, okay, I'm going to get my profits.
It's definitely a whale.
Yeah.
Because look at that. Look at that 1 minute candle.
Yeah.
Dude, somebody just decided, you know what? Like, they're just going to nuke the order book.
Right.
Right. That's the only way that happens, right?
Yeah.
I bet you it was that guy who bought like $100 million at 3K or whatever. He probably was taking profits.
Well, yeah.
I would.
That's $400 million right there.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, dude. That's a good 3 months for anybody.
Hell yeah.
Like, these whales that bought the bottom, like, they're starting to take profits of it. And that's probably like not even all of it. He probably just took like a little chunk out, Yeah,
and what's crazy was just a few days ago, we were recording another podcast and we were celebrating that we passed 10K.
That was like 3 days ago.
Yeah. And then
it wasn't that long ago.
And then all of a sudden it gets right under 14K, and we get this sharp drop from close to 14K to like 11, almost 12,000. So just a $2,000 drop. Yeah. And
but like in minutes.
Yeah.
That's what's so crazy.
In like a minute. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what's so insane about this. Like, it took a few days for it to get from 10 to 14, but even that was pretty goddamn impressive, right?
Yeah, and let me zoom in here. So we're looking at the chart, a minute chart to be exact, of what kind of transpired about 2 hours ago. And what's interesting is that we had that huge drop, and it dropped all the way to 11,700. But this little spike here, this wick, this indicates that at the same time this guy was dumping his coins, there's a whole host of people buying at the exact same time.
Of course, yeah. I wanted to do that, but I was already in the market, so I couldn't. But when you see a giant red candle like that, if you're a swing trader,
oh yeah, for sure,
that's opportunity knocking, right?
Like, I wanted to bring this up to you. I think there's this huge emotional play that goes into trading that, I heard about it, but I wasn't too concerned about it because I'm not that hugely emotional. But when this happened, I was like, holy shit, is it time to sell? Like,
you felt it, right?
I felt it. I was like, dude.
You felt a little bit of panic.
Yeah.
You felt it in your plums. It's like, shit, dude, the fucking sky is falling, right? That's how it feels because of how aggressive the selling is.
Yeah.
That's what, dude, because we've been straight. This is why I never really bought Bitcoin just all the way from like 8,000 because we've been parabolic since then.
True.
And I've been scared of this. Like, dude, at any moment, this is gonna happen. I never thought we'd get to 14K before that happened.
And then I started thinking about strategies. I was like, okay, so I think the best way to go about trading is you put in some money, let's say at $10,000, and you commit to waiting to 20,000, and you commit to a 2x return, and then you just sell out.
That's the best way to do it. Just don't even worry about these ups and downs.
Yeah, and
because that's what I've been trying to trade this in net gain 0 for
yeah.
like months. Like, yeah, I'll do good and I don't get out in time because dude, nobody could have predicted this. There's no technical analysis.
Yeah, there's nothing
to prepare you for this monster drop, right?
Absolutely. And so if that's the case, then if you sell, let's say, at 20,000 after buying in at 10,000, that's a 2x return, and you see the price still going up, you shouldn't feel bad, right? Like,
but you do.
Yeah,
you still feel greed. There's the opposite end of that human emotional scale.
True.
There's fear, there's greed, there's, I don't know, there's a bunch of emotions.
You showed me that game, Ether Crash? ETH Crash?
Yeah.
And it's exactly the markets except in 10 seconds. And so the game is basically you I guess gamble with X amount of coins, and it's just like, I don't know, multiples chart. It gives you from 1x to potentially 200x, depending on how much you're willing to risk. But usually it just dumps at, between 1 and 2x.
Well, yeah, it's more likely to, right?
Yeah, it's more likely to.
They don't want to have like tons of 100x's out there, or else everyone will get rich. But whoever started this game, they're playing on the emotions of.
That's
it's not really, you're not trading, you're just straight up gambling.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's the same thing.
It is the same thing. Yeah, because like if you're greedy, you're gonna go and gamble for that 200x.
Exactly.
But if you're,
that's what happened to a lot of people in 2017. Like,
right.
They held through the entire bubble.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Because of the greed and the euphoria, and it's like everyone's assuming like it's gonna go back up. Just holding on for dear life. That bullshit that spreads, dude. Hodl.
Right. Yeah, it's so
Hodl
it's stupid.
Like, it's permeated throughout the whole crypto culture. Just hodl on, like.
Yeah. It went to 20K. Everyone says hodl because it's gonna go higher. Then it goes down to 15K, and everybody keeps saying hodl because it's gonna go back up.
Exactly. And then it goes down to 3.
It takes a year to go down to 3.
But I mean, if you just hodled on, we're back at 12. Like the people who have been trading
pretty much net zero, roughly.
Exactly. So. I mean, hodling works on the very long-term scale, but the thing is, then there's another test of your how patient are you?
True, and if you're in it for the long haul, you're going to be accumulating Bitcoin on the way down.
Yeah, if you have if you're smart about it, just keep accumulating.
So I mean,
I know I told you right about my story about my mechanic friend.
I
got him into crypto in I don't know, end of 2017, early 2018. So he took the big dip mostly. He did he bought a bunch of it, and then the market crashed on him. And I would talk about him like, man, I felt bad. It's like telling somebody, I didn't tell him to invest his life savings, but he's kind of like a natural gambler, right? So he just did it on his own.
Yeah,
but he probably lost 50% of his bet, and he held on for a year. But now he's been accumulating this whole time.
Yeah,
like during the bear market, which is smart. I never told him to do that. He just instinctively did it.
Yeah,
and now he's got 3 Bitcoins or something like that, a bunch of EOS. He's got
that's
coins. He's doing good.
That's
now.
really smart.
He's happy.
Yeah, and I would have done the exact same thing. I mean, I've been doing the exact same thing, but not at large scales. I mean,
not at what
$100 every now and then. Yeah, exactly.
Dude, we literally had a podcast at when it hit 4K.
Yeah.
And we went over that fucking report. Remember
the accumulation report?
And we were like, it makes sense.
Yeah,
it was like I agree. We both agreed. We didn't know exactly how it was going to turn out, but
right.
We kind of came to an agreement. At about a year and a half, 2 years from now, we'll be at all-time highs. And
the thing is that if you look at the charts and all the predictions, they all pretty much said the same thing, that it's going to reach between 100 to 200,000 by the end of 2021. And there was this accumulation phase that spanned for several weeks, which would allow people to accumulate funds. And so it turns out that these institutions have been buying in crypto and front-running the expectations. And I'll see if I can find that chart. I don't even know.
So you think, because we've been talking about this off the podcast, that there's no retail FOMO yet? This is all institutional.
This is all institutional. And we got obviously whales manipulating.
Yeah. And when I say institutional, it's it's just people with large sums of money.
Yeah.
And it's not small fish coming in here buying in mass, small micro purchases in mass quantities, right?
Right.
You could search this. Google, how do you do it? Just look at Google Analytics, how people are searching Bitcoin and cryptocurrency.
Oh yeah, that's the topic I wanted to go over. And so here I'm showing a chart from November 2012 to July 2016, and right under it is a July 2016 chart to May 2020.
Hold on 1 second. Let me look at this chart real quick. That first run up, that's from like 200 to 1200 right there, right?
Yeah.
Right there to the left, that green.
Yeah.
That's pretty much like the first bubble, right?
Correct.
In 2013.
And then we had a bear market.
Uh-huh.
So this is 2013, bear market all of 2014.
Yeah.
And then there was this accumulation phase from 2015 to 2016.
Yeah. And I think the reason why like this last accumulation phase only lasted like two or 3 months.
Yeah.
And I think the reason why that accumulation lasted longer was because of the Mt. Gox thing, right?
Shit, was it?
Oh
yeah, maybe because people were afraid,
super skeptical at that point.
Absolutely.
There was no other exchange. I think like Coinbase probably came online like at end of 2015, and then Binance wasn't even around back then. There was nothing but a bunch of shit exchanges popping up, right? So it was a much riskier space.
But the thing is, this trend here, this kind of cycle that we've seen, it's happened twice before. I mean, not at this magnitude, but the same exact trend with the same number of weeks and all that has matched. But if you look at our current trend, let me zoom out here.
Dude, we blasted through that accumulation.
Yeah, I mean, there's no more accumulation, right? It lasted about 2 months, and then it just skyrocketed to 13,000. And then what are we going to expect here? This has to go down, right, in the next little block here.
Scroll up again. Let me see. What is that yellow supposed to signify up there? It's just like it's like another. It looks like another accumulation.
This right here?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so this is right before the halving, and right when it halves, it drops down.
Okay, so it pretty much accumulated for it looks like another year.
Yeah.
But at a higher value, that's probably like around $400 to $500. 2015, right, or 2016?
Yeah. So yeah, it went up 140%.
Let me see.
Over 251 days.
Wow.
So
which pretty much was the halving. It went up because of the halving.
Right. And so obviously a lot of the institutional investors are front running.
What do you mean by front running?
They're
just trying to get in before that halving event?
Well, they're trying. No. So they see the same charts we do, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, they spend tons of money on analysts and stuff. Yeah,
correct. So they see the exact same charts. So they've looked at the past 3 cycles and they've made these same charts, right? Mm-hmm. And so they're saying, if this is what people are expecting, well, why don't we just put in all our money right in the first 2 months so that we get in before everyone starts buying in, right?
That makes sense.
And so that's why we're seeing
like set off like a chain effect where like all these institutions were like,
and this is why
it's
we're
like
seeing
institutional FOMO in a way.
Yeah, exactly. It's like that's why we're seeing such high prices with little search a backup to buying Bitcoin.
Like nobody's like, again, I keep saying, I don't hear anybody talking about this. There's one day on Twitter where it was trending. It said the hashtag Bitcoin is back. That's when it broke 10K.
Yeah.
And then it fizzled away. Nobody cares anymore. It's gone.
It was trending for one day, and then
a few hours, people were like, "Oh, that's nice."
Yeah,
you know. But then like something about Kim Kardashian shit came up, and like fucking Trump this, Trump that. Like Bitcoin is.
And it wasn't like that last time.
Oh hell no!
No,
dude.
Bitcoin was trending for weeks.
Yeah,
it was trending for weeks, and I mean, it wasn't top trending for weeks, but it was still trending.
No, it was cool to talk about it back then. Like I said, celebrities were getting deep into it, and they were like, shit. Every celebrity was like fucking advertising ICOs and stuff at the time. Yeah. It was crazy. It's a crazy time. But none of that's happening right now.
Yeah, and DJ Khaled with his...
DJ Khaled, fucking Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, that's right.
A bunch of people.
Yeah. So now that it's front running, it's hard to know like what's going to happen in the next 249 days, about a year.
249 days. That's the happening.
What? Yeah, at the end of the 249 days is happening.
Yeah, that's the 2020 happening. Interesting. Well, let's see.
So from today, we have 330 days left till the happening, but we still have this little small gap here between.
So what do you think is gonna happen? You think it's gonna just pierce all the way up to 20K?
Shit, I don't know, man. Last time it halved, I think it was at an all-time high.
But hold on, scroll up again at 2016, because like even at that happening point, it never reached all-time previous highs, right? In 2016, like that's why I assumed like the highest we get by the happening was like around 14.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because in the previous high it was around 1200.
Exactly.
And then we had a bear market, we had an accumulation zone, and then we started tracing up.
Trending up.
Yeah.
And then it really popped up leading up to that happening, which is like, buy the rumor, buy the event, and then sell off once the shit actually happens. And
so we got, what, 1/3 the price of its all-time high. So 1/3 of 20 is around...
1/3?
Yeah. Yeah, because look, the all-time high was 1,200. Let's say roughly 1,200 here. And then...
That's only 400 right there?
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Oh, wow.
447.
It looks, on the chart, it looks like way higher than that. I thought it'd be like 800 or 900 or something. I guess not.
Yeah, I think it's taking this price, not this price, so.
Okay. So, I mean, I don't know. We're just speculating. I don't think it's going to break 20K until after the halvening.
Yeah, I totally agree.
That's what I expect.
I totally agree. So,
that's what I've been expecting.
Selling at 14K is actually probably a smart idea.
See, somebody thought so.
Yeah.
Obviously. You probably thought that they're looking at this chart and they're probably thinking like, dude, this can't go much higher.
Yeah.
Based on what happened 2 or 3 years ago, right?
Yeah, that's true.
It's like, dude, this shit ain't going to 20K. We might as well take our profits now. It's just like, this is what institutions do. Somebody has to start the, just like an institution started the uprise.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to start the sell-off, and somebody did. That's why I think this might be like, we might have hit the top. Who knows?
Do you know any way of seeing how many Bitcoins were sold off here in this candle? Is there any way to know?
Oh, man. You could just look at Bitcoin volume, can't you? Because you could just do the math. Good question, actually.
Yeah, I don't know.
I knew. But, I mean, you could just look at the volume.
Well, the reason why I ask is because, obviously, there's so many exchanges, and if one exchange is saying there's one whale using one exchange.
Yeah.
Right? He doesn't have, like, multiple bags all over the place. Well, I mean, he might, but...
Well, it's like everybody knew where, like, that purchase that sent Bitcoin from 3K to 4K overnight was on Bitfinex. I remember everybody found that out somehow. So we just got to wait for the news to come out.
Yeah, I guess.
They'll tell us.
Yeah,
like,
some analytics.
Somebody who just knows how to figure that shit out.
You know what?
Hey, this is some whale sold.
We can build that.
What?
That application that tells you, which exchange sold how many Bitcoins at what time. I mean, it's just an API. You just have to extract the data and just collect it and present it. It shouldn't be.
But it would have to be like in real time or what?
It can be in real time. It can be. It's just, the real work isn't actually doing it. But there is not a single application that will show us.
There's not really many apps at all, period.
No, there isn't. There isn't.
I mean, I'm pretty sure people with money have their own, algorithms and their own analytics tools that they create, but I don't think they make them public. That's like their secret sauce, right?
That's true.
They want that shit to be, for them. Yeah, if you figure out a way to do that, that would be a nice community service.
It would be.
So people can check that shit out.
And so we had that major drop off, but it's still trending upwards.
A little bit.
But
dude, this is the minute chart. Let's check out the hourly. I like hourly. Just because Bitcoin's on such a large scale.
Yeah, I mean
nothing is a big move like that, dude. Like, I think a lot of people are gonna be pretty scared.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, look at that volume, the sell-off volume.
Yeah,
it's pretty massive. It trumps any kind of buy volume leading up to it. Like, not even close.
Yeah, that's true. Man, I had like really nice trend lines that were kind of mimicking the entire this whole trend like a while back, but it just disappeared.
No, they're all still there. What do you mean?
No, like it was different. Remember the ones that I showed you with the really dark blue lines?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it used to be on here and now it's gone. So I don't know what happened.
Do you have like your own account on this or no?
I do. I don't know what happened though. But yeah. The other thing I was thinking about in terms of strategies was perhaps if you're using money that's like very important for you.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, money's important for everybody, but
yeah, nobody likes to lose. I mean, just because you took a hit, it's not real. Like, it's not money in a sense. Like, you don't lose until you sell. That's right. What everybody says.
That's correct.
But it still hurts.
Yeah.
It still hurts to see your exchange balance go down.
Yeah,
like,
it does.
Fucking instantly.
Your Blockfolio balance.
Yeah,
you lost 20%.
Yeah. It's a nightmare feeling.
Yeah. So the strategy I was thinking about is,
imagine. What time did this happen?
This was like maybe like 3 hours ago.
3 hours ago, which was
maybe like 2 hours ago, something like that.
Like at 3 p.m.
Actually, we have kind of like a log of everything.
So 3 p.m. our time. So this is like United States business. So China's asleep right now.
Yeah.
Dude, they're for Chinese, dude. They're going to wake up to this shit. Like, no.
Yeah, so I got today at 3:41 Central Time. It went as low as 11,700.
Around, okay. Yeah, dude, they're like dead asleep. They're waking up like right now, 6 a.m. It's like 6, 7 a.m. over there in China and Hong Kong and stuff.
Yeah.
Dude.
So we kind of cataloged everything on our Discord. So the strategy I was thinking about is if you do go into any crypto, I mean, using any of the major exchanges like Coinbase Pro or Binance, or maybe I think you hit BTC, you can set stop losses of, let's say, 20%. Yeah. So in the scenario where you buy at, let's say, $12,800, right, and it goes up to close to $14,000, and then you see that sell-off, you won't be impacted as much because you'll hit that stop loss point. And
dude, that's definitely smart.
It is. The problem is that if you set that stop loss too close, like let's say too close, like 1%, right? If you set that stop loss at I only want to lose 1%,
yeah,
that means that because Bitcoin is so volatile, it's going to hit that 1%, and then you're just going to sell off, and then all of a sudden, potentially the next day is just going to go up.
Yeah, but you would hope, like, if you're a trader, you don't just like set it and forget it. I wouldn't. At least, I would still be
keeping an eye on it.
Keeping an eye on it, but or like you said, you got tons of alerts whenever all the shit went down.
Yeah.
So you could at least run to it and re-enter or something like that. But yeah, it's a good safeguard because my I don't have that. I don't just Binance.
Do that? They do that. They do that.
Where? Show me that.
So on Binance, actually, I can. I think I'll show you on Coinbase. It's actually cleaner on Coinbase.
No, but
Coinbase
I don't
Pro.
use Coinbase. That's the thing.
But it's
Coinbase Pro, right?
Coinbase Pro, yeah.
So you have to use Binance Pro or something, or what?
No, it's there. It's the same thing.
Right, you're gonna have to tutorial me, dude, because
here we go.
That could have saved my ass just now.
All right, so here, there's the market, there's the limit, and there's the stop. And so the stop is the stop price that you're willing to sell your Bitcoin.
Damn, this is nice as fuck. I've actually never seen Coinbase Pro.
Oh, you haven't?
Never.
Yeah. Like, supposedly the fees are smaller here.
Yeah.
But the problem is when you send Coinbase Pro, like, let's say $1,000, it takes like 3 to 5 days for Coinbase Pro to actually see the money. That's why most people use Coinbase, where you can use your bank account to just buy straight Bitcoin, but there's huge fees associated to it. Because you're essentially using Coinbase's money.
What do you mean?
Because since it takes 5 business days for your money to go from your bank to Coinbase's bank, Coinbase says you can use my money to invest right now, but it's going to cost you the 1% or 0.1%, whatever it is.
So if I sent Bitcoin from Binance to Coinbase Pro right now,
it'll show up instantly.
Fine.
Yeah,
just like any other transfer.
Now, I would venture to guess, I haven't measured it, but I venture to guess that the fees on Binance is probably a lot less than the fees on Coinbase Pro on trading. And again, Coinbase Pro only has a handful of crypto. Let me see if I can pull it up. Yeah, so Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, Litecoin, the same ones that Coinbase has.
Well, they have Link on there, Chainlink. That just got added because there's no volume
you're right. You're right. That's brand new. I haven't seen that.
Chainlink. You've heard the news about Chainlink, right? About how the Google partnership and all that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, dude, alts are in such a bear market. There's like legit massive partnerships going on, and like these poor altcoins, dude, they don't go up at all.
Yeah.
They just keep getting smashed by Bitcoin.
But that means that if you're going to go in and probably buying Bitcoin is not a good idea.
No,
then you'd buy altcoin right now.
That's what everyone's speculating. Alt season's like next.
Yeah, it has to.
I would hope so.
But the thing is, I don't understand, like, the institutions. What are they going to do during altcoin season? Like,
they'll buy some bags too, I think.
You think so?
I'm pretty sure, like, if I was a fund manager with, like, $1 billion, I would put all my money in Bitcoin, maybe a little bit in Ethereum, but I would have, like, a small percentage for, like, speculation.
Yeah,
right?
I guess the altcoins would be on a higher risk profile for their clients. And they're saying, all right, you put in a certain amount of money into this fund. We'll put 80% into Bitcoin, so it's safe. Yeah, and the other 20% will sort of gamble.
And then like the diversification, right, should offset itself. Like if Bitcoin's going down, then these alts should go up. So it's like it's a wash. But yeah, some of these alts, if an institution makes a big buy early, like make big profits. They did that in 2017.
I wonder when these institutions, when's their sell-off point? Like, when do they say, all right, enough is enough? And
I mean, like we just talked about, they have like
probably
teams
set
of
goals.
people.
Yeah,
they have teams of people with like entry and exit points. Like they study this market all day, every day. That's what they do, and they have the power to manipulate it too.
Yeah,
like I just said, whoever just triggered the sell-off was a massive whale.
Yeah,
well, they have the power to influence everything.
So there's a market price, meaning I want to buy at whatever the market is selling Bitcoin at, right? Immediately and like instantly. I'll buy at 12,657. The limit says I want to dictate the price that I'm willing to buy a Bitcoin. So I'm willing to buy a Bitcoin at $5. Of course, it'll never get there, right? So you'll be sitting on that buy order for forever.
Yeah.
And so, but if you set it at maybe $12,000, it might hit it. It might not.
Yeah, that's your set it and forget it.
Yeah.
So like if you can catch like a nice dip.
A nice dip, exactly. And so the stop loss is the opposite. I bought in, let's say, at 12,000. I'm only willing to risk 20% losses, so I'm going to set my stop loss at, let's say, $10,000.
Mm-hmm.
And so if it ever hits 10,000, you automatically sell, and then you potentially, prevent yourself from losing even more money.
Yeah.
And so the game here is to set your stop loss at a percentage where the volatility doesn't actually touch that point, because you want to stay in Bitcoin as it goes up, not necessarily just try to cash in on the volatility.
But I guess like if you're trading Bitcoin, it's like, look at the chart, dude. Like every time Bitcoin breaks out from like there's been 5 or 6 breakouts like in the last couple weeks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what you could do, I guess, is every time it breaks out, you could sell, take your profit, and then, or I guess you don't have to sell, right? All you have to do is change your stop loss.
Yeah.
Along the way.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you just adjust it as it's going up, right?
Yeah. So let's go back to the charts and kind of like set a scenario here. Let's go back to the minute because it's more easier to see. So let's go back in time here. And the first sell-off happened right here. What's the date? This was June 26th.
Yeah, it's around the minute.
Is that right?
It's the minute chart, dude.
Okay, let's go back to hour.
Yeah, you gotta check the hour chart out.
All right, so let's.
Now you're like all the way back in May.
Oh shit.
There we go.
Yeah, right here. All right, so we are at June 22nd. So if you had, the price on June 22nd was $11,100. So let's say a 10% stop loss was at 11,000. No, sorry, 10,000.
Like around 10,000.
10,000.
Yeah.
So in the next little candle here, in the next hour, it actually hit 10,700. So
it went all the way down.
Oh, that's true. See, that's the thing.
You would have got stopped out.
You would, yeah.
No.
Well, actually, 10,300. So you would have been safe.
You would have stayed in.
Yeah,
because it didn't hit 10K.
Yeah, so 10K
is there.
Yeah, it's right here. So you would have been safe, and you would have caught all these gains, right, at 10%, right?
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
And so now, so as the price goes up, in the next kind of drop, we saw, I guess it's...
Well, you see how like it goes, then it breaks out again from 11K all the way up to 12.
Well, this one's 13,000.
No, before that, like right there.
This one?
It breaks out from 11 all the way to almost 13 right there.
Yeah.
So I guess on that run up, what would you want to do? You calculate 10% again.
Yeah.
Because
so that's 12,700. So what? That's 11,000.
That's more. It would be like 11,500.
Yeah, 11,500. So
you're safe again.
So you're safe again.
So now let's go to what happened just now.
So now we're at 13. What does that say?
13,858. Pretty much 14,000.
Yeah.
14,000. So because it broke out again from about 12.8 all the way to about 13.8, something like that.
Yeah.
So once it breaks out, if you're a trader, you're like, okay, I got to readjust my stop loss. So that again, it would be 13 or 14,000. What's 10% of that? It would be
1,400 off of that.
12.6.
12.6. And now at 12.6,
that's your.
See, you would have gotten.
You would have taken a big dip, but it saves you from another 10%.
Yeah, that's right.
Literally went down 20%,
and then you would just buy back in here if you were, that risky.
Yeah, but basically you save yourself another 10% loss.
Yeah, or you buy back when it's down here. But obviously, this is like it's hard to buy back in when it's so close like that. But yeah, you saved yourself from getting stopped out, and you would have gained another $4,000 right there from here around. So you would have gained another $3,000. So at 10%, I think you're relatively safe in this scenario, of course.
Yeah, but eventually you're gonna lose 10% at some point. Whenever.
Well, yeah.
Eventually, like when you get stopped out.
Yeah. So, but you got to be okay with that. That's the thing.
Exactly.
Because what you don't want to do is let's go back to the day chart, and let's go back to 2017. Let's zoom in here. What you don't want to do is at 2017, let's say you were at $20,000. So 10% from there would have been 18,000, right? So, and right here, you would have sold, and then it just would have just continued going down.
You save yourself the heartache of holding all the way down.
Yeah.
You know? You're stopped out.
So, I mean, it seems like a really...
That's if you want to do trading is tough, man.
Yeah, but then again,
game.
if you don't want to experience the losses of the 2017, like, that's what you do. And then you would have to do that for all your coins, which, I mean, that's not easy thing to keep track of.
Dude, show me Binance real quick where you can do that. Just for my own personal, like I don't claim to be some master trader at all.
Yeah, I mean, that's
we're all pretending here like we're Wall Street traders and shit, like we're in the crypto world.
Yeah,
none of us really know how to fucking trade, honestly. But
so now we're looking at Binance, and just like Coinbase Pro, we do have the limit. It's kind of in reverse. So Coinbase Pro had market and then limit and then a stop limit. But Binance has limit, then market, then stop limit. So you have to, if you want to buy at the current price, you have to actively select the market.
Yeah.
And then you buy at whatever price it's at. And so the same thing here. I mean, the limit is you want to buy at a specific price and you're willing to wait it out. And the stop limit is I want to
question mark next to stop limit. Stop limit order is an order to buy or sell a coin once the price reaches a specified price. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
It's like it's a nice, it's a smart thing to do if you're trying to limit.
I think that's
getting wrecked.
I think we gotta do that
for sure.
I think we have to, because nobody knows like how high this is gonna go, and it doesn't make sense to have all these gains just to lose them. Right.
Yeah, like I said, like all week I've been trading, and pretty much everything I made got wiped.
And here's the thing:
now
you can still trade. It's just you have that safety net that if something crazy like this happens again, you won't necessarily feel the pain.
Yeah, but I think day traders they are trading multiple times a day.
Yeah,
like they're the ones with the minute chart open, and they're looking for patterns to trade on in the minute chart, and they're banking on like 1 or 2% fluctuations, right?
Yeah,
to make their gains, because they probably have like a huge capital at stake, so like a 1 or 2%
is a big deal.
It's a big deal for them.
Yeah,
or maybe they're trading on margin. Binance just launched it like during this crash.
Can you explain what to
the best of my knowledge? It's basically you're borrowing the exchange's money to like,
that sounds dangerous.
It is, to increase your profit potential.
Shit.
So it's like if you're doing like 3x, let's use like 100x as an example. If you use 100x, if you put $1,000 of your own money, it's like you have $100,000. You're using the exchange's money.
Oh wow!
But then let's say because you're using 100x leverage, if the price goes down 1%. You're gone.
Yeah.
You're liquidated, and the exchange takes all your funds unless you add more money into your account.
Yeah.
To boost it back up.
Yeah.
But I think max on Binance is 3x. I hope, dude, because there's exchanges out there with like 100x. I think BitMEX is. So people get to gamble. That's serious gambling right there. Because again,
that's scary, dude.
It's scary. Yeah, it's a easier way for people to lose their money for sure.
Yeah.
But it gives people the false hope that they have.
But if it goes up 1%, then I guess you double your money, right?
We say that? Yeah. Well.
Yeah, because it's like you have $1,000, you got 100x margin, and it goes up 1%. That means you used $100,000 for 1%. So
now
you got 2,000.
Exactly.
Shit,
that's nice, right?
Shit.
And usually shit in crypto goes up like 10 and 15%.
Yeah.
So you can make like 10, 15 grand
God damn.
really quick in like a day on your $1,000, if you're right.
Yeah.
But again,
but if it goes down, yeah.
Fucked. But again, use like maybe 2 or 3x leverage is probably like not that bad.
Interesting.
And I think a lot of people are going to do that, especially now that Binance is allowing it. There's going to be so much wreckage.
Oh my God.
Dude, but Binance is going to make so much money.
Yeah, they are.
Because they're going to liquidate people's accounts, like just take their money from them.
But now is the time to do it. I mean, in a bull market.
Well, they're doing it pre-bull market because they're getting ready for this altcoin boom because they know it's coming. That's when the real volume comes in once altcoins start trading.
So, how do you qualify for this? Like, how do you?
Dude, I don't know. They just launched it like 2 hours ago. I think you just I don't know. Let's check that out.
Oh, actually, let's just Google it to see. There's like a how-to.
I doubt it, dude. Like I said, it just came out a few hours ago. But if you want to know more about leverage trading, look at BitMEX. BitMEX has been doing it and that's what I've been saying. BitMEX, because they have this margin trading, and that's why they say BitMEX has been influencing these up and down spikes on the market to liquidate longs and shorts in the market.
Yeah,
literally, like you just look to see if like 80% of people are going long on Bitcoin, the price is about to dump because like BitMEX they want that money.
Yeah,
80% of people are betting that Bitcoin's going to go up. They just all of a sudden the price tanks and then they get all that money.
Yeah.
So I wonder if Binance is going to do the same thing. Dude, Binance could easily do that because they have so much more money than BitMEX.
It's true.
And you think they give a fuck? Hell no. You know what's why are we talking about Binance, dude? Like we can't even trade on this bitch in like a couple months.
That's true. Yeah, and obviously the US Binance version is not going to give us margin trading.
I don't know. Is that? Yeah, that's legal. Robinhood does it.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, it's a legal thing in the United States. It's fine. It's perfectly fine. Perfectly acceptable. Somehow gambling is not legal, but this is,
Yeah.
That's like, there's been like some legit flack that like apps like Robinhood got because it's like they're encouraging newbies to like participate in the stock exchange, which is not a friendly place for newbies to enter, right?
No, absolutely. But I think there's a place for apps that make things like this easier to use, kind of like Coinbase and Robinhood.
Yeah.
And so it's less intimidating to use Coinbase and Robinhood than it is to get on like Forex, where it's like craziness.
Yeah, exactly. Robinhood was like a breakthrough because it's a phone app, dude. You could just it's so easy to buy and sell stocks on there.
Yeah.
But there's like no chart or anything like that. Like I can pull it up right now. Like it's just there is a chart, but it's nothing like
it's rudimentary. It's like basic.
It's super fucking good. But that's the whole point. They wanted to make investing like not intimidating, like you say.
Yeah. That way they take more money from people. I mean, the easier to make it,
right? Because they want to attract noobs.
Yeah,
more noobs are gonna get wrecked more often. So
and all of a sudden those noobs become like experts who think they're experts, and they're like
exactly. They get you hooked, dude. Because like I was on Robinhood and I did well. I had like 2 months of I turned like $2,000 into $8,000 in like 2 months. It's pretty good in the stock market.
Yeah.
But I was trading options, which is like another way to get fucked. Wait, what's Bitcoin at right now? Is it at 13,000?
Yeah. It's really close.
Damn, dude. So it's popping. Back up.
Look, I wanted to show you this. Bitfinex readies 100x leverage.
See, there you go. They're getting ready for the altcoin. This next altcoin season is gonna be ridiculous because all these exchanges are getting ready for margin trading and shit.
So if you put $100 at 100x margin trading, it's like putting in $10,000.
10 G's, but it's not your money. That's the thing. But it's like, what do you risk? $100? But people aren't gonna do that. They're gonna put in like 10 G's, and then they're gonna find out like, what? All of a sudden, my 10 G's is $100,000 or $1 million? No, what's 100x 10,000?
That's $1 million.
$1 million fucking dollars. See, people are gonna like feel like they're gods, right? It's like I have $1 million I can play with. They don't realize like a small fuck up and out the game, dude. Completely.
Damn.
That's interesting.
That's crazy, man. Like. The games that these humans have come up with.
Yeah, let's talk about that, dude. Like, it is fucking wild when you actually think about it. Like,
it's like,
dude, our whole society is built on this shit.
It is
like stock market. I mean,
yeah.
This is like an invention humans created in like the early 1900s. And it's thrived ever since then. It's been like our engine of growth, our economy. You know?
Yeah, man, you gotta have some serious like huevos to.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, because like the institutions, they control the market and they're the big players, big participants, right? Wall Street, big banks in New York and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like, fuck, man. Yeah, like one of them fucks up, it starts like a whole, panic sell-off and shit like it did in 2008.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And all of a sudden, the rest of us are fucked. The rest of us are just living our lives. We don't even most of us don't understand how all this shit works.
Yeah.
But there's a small percentage of people who do, and they're over here just playing this game, right?
Yeah.
Essentially, it's like a game. It feels like a fucking game,
Yeah, no, absolutely.
But it has ridiculous impact on our economy.
Not only that, I mean, I saw this application. Basically, well, you sign up and you pay for the service, and you give this application API access to your Binance account, and they automatically put in the stop losses for you based on this algorithm. And so, like, as soon as it goes up, it automatically moves the stop loss.
Like we talked about, right?
Yeah,
it just adjusts for you.
Yeah, it just does it for you.
What?
So you said, like, I want to risk only 10%, and then if the price goes up, it just automatically adjusts.
Like I said, it's pretty easy to deal with Bitcoin. It's like lately it's been like a steady, like $1,000 up, a little bit of sideways.
Yeah.
$1,000 up, a little bit of sideways, $1,000. I mean, it's easy as fuck to adjust on this latest bull run.
And then if any other whales drop their bags, then you just take a 10% loss, and that's it.
Yeah, like you could have done that all the way from 3,000 to now.
Yeah.
Like right now, I think that's why that red wick got so ridiculous. A lot of stop losses.
Yeah, and you know what? I think the higher the value of Bitcoin goes, I think the higher your percentage has to go too. Well, actually, the smaller the percentage. Let me think.
You mean your stop loss, like percentage?
your stop loss percentage. Because I would think, let's say, if Bitcoin's at $100,000, that's pretty much the breaking point for most of the planet, where everybody's gonna be like, all right, that's it. I'm selling everything, including the institutions.
Yeah.
And so,
well, it makes sense, right? Like the higher,
but I guess
the market cap, the less volatility, less fluctuation.
Yeah, exactly right. Right.
So you would want to set your stop losses smaller because it would be less volatile.
Yeah.
That's what everybody hopes. Like when Bitcoin's $1 million, there's no volatility, and not that much volatility, right? Daily volatility.
Because think about it. Let's say you've been doing well on trading, and you have $1 million worth of crypto.
Yeah.
10% losses is $100,000. So you don't want to do that.
No.
So you want to do more like 5% at most.
Yeah. Then you safeguard your profits a little bit better that way too.
But then you have a hawk eye on the prices at that point.
Or like you said, there's bots probably doing that for you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's probably really easy to program.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Dude, absolutely.
That's what fucking,
it's just numbers.
That's what they do in the stock market. That was like my big, I never got involved with, when I was younger, I always like had dreams of maybe one day being like a stock investor. I bought like books and shit, but everything says like, don't do it because you're basically playing against bots, right? Like,
yeah, that's true.
You can't compete against AI, and that's what I heard. But dude, we're still doing it.
Yeah.
like I said, Robinhood's out there. There's tons of retail investors speculating.
Yeah, and these bots, I mean, their job is to really get the little 1% drops like for you.
Yeah.
I mean, that's big if you're moving $100 million.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean like I think that's why I don't endorse trading like ever.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's not for most people.
Dude, it's very hard. Yeah. If you have like a job, like a day job, don't even think about it.
Yeah, you want to do closer to swing trade at the most, meaning like if Bitcoin's all of a sudden at 15,000, you go ahead and sell, and then you just wait until it gets to lower than 15,000.
Something like that. But me, I rather spend my time doing research on like undervalued projects and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure.
And then setting positions. Like right now, every altcoin is like at all-time lows.
Yeah.
Everything.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So if you think, again, based on past performance, every time Bitcoin goes in a major tear like this, alts always catch back up, right?
Yeah.
Alts are not going to die.
No, they're not.
They're not. A lot of people think so. These Bitcoin maximalists and shit, they say like, this is just Bitcoin just leaving everything in the dust.
Yeah, I don't see.
That's not true.
I don't understand like how that's logical for them to think. I mean, how is Bitcoin is going to be the only cryptocurrency out there? There's use cases for all these different cryptocurrencies. Now, obviously, like 90% of the crypto out there is fucking shit coins, but
but there's still some gems in the rough, or else
absolutely.
Walmart wouldn't have partnered with VeChain, which it just did.
Yeah,
you think Walmart is gonna fucking not do their due diligence and like find some kind of benefit to this technology?
Dude, absolutely.
They wouldn't touch it.
Yeah,
BMW's already been using VeChain, you know, and that's just one example.
Yeah.
There's lots of diamonds in the rough, you know, and like I said, I would spend my time understanding the market as a whole and understanding, you know, what these cryptos are. Basically, just doing like real research.
Yeah.
You know, and, you know, like, forget about the price. You know, Bitcoin's going up. That's good for the whole ecosystem. And, like, this is really good for everything.
Yeah, I've been looking at, you know, trying to remember all the crypto that I've seen and come across in 2017, and all the altcoins pumped around the end of 2017, like Bitcoin,
everything.
Right?
Yeah,
and
you literally couldn't miss.
Yeah. And you look at them now, and they're all, like you're saying, at all-time lows.
Yeah.
So do you think that these cryptos that existed during the 2017 like pump, do you think they're gonna pump again, or are we gonna see a whole new set of,
you know, like all of them?
Yeah, like for example, Matic, Harmony.
Matic's good.
Yeah, no, I'm saying like these are brand new. They came out like a few months ago, a month ago.
Brand new, yeah.
And so they will pump, but will like Loop Ring and Neo and like all these like other, are they gonna pump higher, or?
I think so.
I think so, because they'll have like some history, right? I would think that they would just go, like for example, Neo. We're looking at a Neo chart right now. The highest it's ever gone was really close to $200, and right now it's at $19.
Yeah.
And so by the end of 2021, it could go past $200.
Yeah, I think every single alt is gonna go up just to catch up, just to fill or to bring the altcoin dominance up as a whole.
Yeah,
because that's what has to happen. Like history shows us, when Bitcoin dominance gets too high, which right now it probably is, probably like at 65%.
Yeah.
If you check,
we can check,
which is like ridiculously high. I mean, this is kind of like a signal for like a turnaround in Bitcoin. Yep. As soon as you see like the altcoin dominance start to spike up, dude, load up on alts, like for real, because that's whenever Bitcoin hit 10,000, I think last 2017, the total market cap was like 300 billion, and then when it hit 20,000, I'm sorry, and it kind of like retraced, right?
Yeah.
The following month, during that Bitcoin retrace, the market cap doubled. It went from 300 billion to 600 billion. Not because of Bitcoin. The price of Bitcoin was going down.
That's true.
So how the fuck did the whole market double? It means all these altcoins. That's the time when you said everything just went up, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's going to happen now. I don't think yet.
Yeah, no, definitely not yet.
We're not at that point, but I think the alts will catch up. Like they'll slowly go up, just to, like I said, fill that dominance gap.
I think so. Here's my prediction. I think it's going to be Bitcoin dominance all the way through the halvening until everybody starts selling right at the halvening, and then once they sell, they're gonna dump their coins dump their money into altcoins.
Let's see. Can we go back? Like you showed me a chart at the start of this of let's see.
So right now we're at 62% Bitcoin dominance.
Yeah, that shit's going parabolic. Bitcoin dominance, that's fucking nuts.
Yeah, we can zoom in here 3 months.
Oh no! Was that all time? Look at the all time chart. Oh shit.
Oh yeah, no.
Well, yeah, that's back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day, it's like 90%.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not gonna go much higher than 65%.
I would hope not.
But yeah, there's no way. There's too much value in altcoins. Like,
I think so too.
From a utility standpoint, like technology standpoint.
I mean, yeah, like almost every coin is better than Bitcoin, technologically wise, right? Yeah. Like they're faster.
Yeah.
I mean, they might not be as secure as Bitcoin or have the network effect. Technology's there. You know, there's improvements.
Yeah.
But
that's why I like looking
ultimately, that doesn't matter. It's just every coin has its own tribe, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what matters.
Yeah, and so I guess the ultimate question was the coins that existed in 2017, the altcoins. I want a comparison of the old altcoins versus the new altcoins and their performance. I'm thinking that the old altcoins are going to perform better than the new altcoins.
What do you mean by old altcoins?
Old, like the ones that existed in 2017 that pumped, and versus Matic.
You think so?
Yeah.
You think they're going to outperform those?
Only because there's history. That's the only reason. I'm just speculating.
Maybe. Yeah. Well, these newer ones have a lot lower market caps too. You got to keep that in mind. Like
True.
Matic is probably like ranked 100 or something. Harmony is probably like 150 or something. So they have room to grow, right? If you're looking at like maximum ROI, that's pretty much how I did it in 2017. I didn't even look at the top 10 in 2017. I went straight down to like 80 through like 150. Like, and I was looking for gems in that pile.
Yeah.
You know? And that's how I found Altcoin. That's how I found Power Ledger. You know.
So if we look at coinmarketcap.com and we go down to 100, a lot of these are brand new names, except for Nebulous, right? We've seen Nebulous before. Yeah. We've seen Wax before.
Yeah.
Golem, like all these, potentially, these are all near all-time lows.
Yeah, they are.
And so
everything is, yeah.
What I'm wondering is, does it make sense to put any money in these versus the Maddox and Phantom?
I see what you're saying now.
You know, like where if you only had $1,000 to kind of spread amongst altcoins, which ones, the new ones or the old ones, make the most sense?
Well, I want to say new. And the only reason I think new is because what drives the price on these things is all hype. So how are you going to hype up something that everybody already knows about?
True.
You know what I mean? Like Walton sitting there at 105. Dude, everybody knows what Walton chain is.
Yeah.
It's still sitting at 105. You know, and look at that wacky chain or whatever that shit's called. White wakey chain or something. What the fuck is that? Maybe like it's some new dude it's pumping right now. It's at 11%.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like some. It doesn't matter what it is, but if it's sold as like some new technological breakthrough, is like scaling level 6 scaling solution. You know what I mean? Everyone's gonna fucking go crazy about it because it's unknown, and then they're just gonna buy it up.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. I think you're right. I think maybe the new ones have a better chance because I keep hearing about Beam. And
I have not even fucking heard of that.
You haven't?
At all.
Oh,
what the hell is that, dude?
What is this?
Look at that price.
Wait, how long is this?
No, look at this.
No, yeah, no, I see that. I just want to see how old it is.
I also started 2019.
Oh, January 2019. Yeah.
What the fuck, dude? It's already done like a 5x or something.
Yeah.
What is it?
I don't know.
Look into it. Maybe it's like we're gonna find our new Decentraland.
Beam is a cryptocurrency that demonstrates an emphasis on privacy and anonymity.
Mimble. Oh shit, Mimble. I've heard of that.
Implementation. Mimble implementation.
Yeah.
Without address information stored on the blockchain and keeping transactions private by default, Beam is meant to give control over privacy to users and scalability in its compact design. Having no pre-mine or ICO, Beam is backed by Treasury and designed and designated a nonprofit foundation.
That's the same shit. Like, remember that coin we laughed at, or Energy? Yeah, because we watched like his. I'm not hating on the coin Energy at all, but
it's got a terrible video. But besides that,
the video looked super like it was like a boxing fight was about to come up. You know, like the fucking founder, he's like looking down, he's like looks up with this intimidating look in his eyes. It made me cringe a bit, but then I look at the fucking chart and I'm the dumbass over here not investing.
Yeah, but wait a minute. So they have $2 million in volume. I mean,
I haven't looked at the volume.
Yeah, it has $2 million in volume. So any
That's true.
medium small whale is gonna pump the price.
Very true.
But it's the same thing with these guys. If we look at the volume,
you just scroll up. I'll tell you. That's 78 million, 24-hour volume. That's a significant volume, dude.
That's a lot.
But I've heard of Mimble. Dude, we need to do more research, man. We're missing out on a lot of shit.
Yeah, I mean, see, that's the thing. Let's do the research, but let's just blog it. That way it's cataloged and we can just look it up again.
You're right.
So I wanted to look at, where is it? Loopring. This one's old.
Oh, yeah. Decentralized exchange. I think that's on Neo or something.
So
I think it's just a Chinese decentralized exchange or something.
So this came out in August 2017, and it went as high as, I don't know, man. High as about, let's say, $2. $2.10. And right now is at 6 cents.
Wow.
So
that's really bad.
And an all-time low is 3 cents.
Yeah. So what are you proposing?
So what I'm saying is you could get.
Is this thing gonna make a comeback? I don't know.
That's the thing. Yeah, I don't know. Nobody knows.
But it's worth speculating. Like you said, if you have again like these big institutions, they'll have 80% of their fund on a sure thing. Like they'll stay in the top 10.
Yeah.
And then they'll have 20% to like have fun with, right? And they'll make these moonshot gambles. But if you're like a poor pleb like the rest of us,
that's the thing. It's like, do you put like $50 or $100 in some of these like well-known ones, and then you get another, K and just put it on the newer ones?
If you would have put like $100 in Ethereum in 2015, that $100 would probably be like 20 grand at
Really?
all time high. I
Oh,
bet,
yeah.
dude. I bet.
Shit.
So it's like I said, like it's worth $100. You disperse them in these like promising
Okay.
like noob tokens, right?
Yeah. 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 And look at the volume on this one. $3 million.
Very low. Very low. Dude, Loopring used to be the shit.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I bought some Loopring back in the day because Kyber Network got a lot of hype, and then there was 0x, and then Loopring, like the whole decentralized exchange. Like we've talked about, I think like we need these things.
Yeah.
If one day we're gonna escape like Binance God mode, you know what I mean, or Coinbase God mode, or you know any kind of threat of government shutdown, these things have to take off at some point, right?
Yeah, and it's always important to look at the market cap as well. It's 58 million. So can it do a 10x, 580 million? That shouldn't be too hard.
No, not at all. I mean, it might just go up 10x. Like I said, all these alts will go up in the next alt cycle, just off of pure volume.
Yeah.
Like once retail people start coming in, just the whole market cap will increase of the whole.
Yeah,
whole
I wonder the retail market people will they go into Bitcoin or will they go into alts? I'm thinking alts.
No, at first, you know, they have to write.
Well, yeah, I guess they have to
get crypto rich. That's the thing. You got to get crypto rich first in order to start speculating on alts.
Yeah.
So that's the thing that I'm a little reluctant on because, like I said, there's no retail involvement today on this Bitcoin pump.
Yeah.
So but institutions, man, I don't know. They might just take their profits and run. Who knows?
Yeah, man. I mean, but they're dealing with like hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah, but like I said, we're early days, man. We're so early days. I think right now I'd be more willing to invest in, I think for sure, altcoins that we know are great and that are super undervalued right now because of Bitcoin's dominance, which is like Ethereum. Like, I don't know. I don't want to call anything great right now, but
yeah,
in my mind, it's like Ethereum.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Platform tokens,
Ethereum's the one that's going to stick around for a while.
Yeah, I mean, Ethereum has everything Bitcoin has as far as like network effect. It's got tons of developers. I mean, tons of shit is being built on it. The only thing that's holding it back is scalability,
which they're working on.
They're working,
and they're going to launch soon. They're gonna be launching proof of stake soon. So.
And we already seen like shit like Matic. You know, there's tons of projects out there that are trying to solve scalability too on the sidechain.
Yep.
You know, so Ethereum just has tons of value, tons of brand recognition and stuff. So it's not a bad buy.
Yeah, we were watching.
We don't have to get too greedy, right? Like expect 20, 30, 40 X's. Like even like a 2, 3X would be huge.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
In any market, those kind of returns are you're not going to get that in stocks unless you trade on leverage or
margin trading.
You're option trading.
Yeah,
you know you got to get real risky in the stock market to make those kind of returns.
Yeah,
you can't just hold on to fucking Tesla. It's going to take 10 years to get a 3X.
Yeah,
at this point. You know?
Yeah. That's why this is, to me, I don't see the value in buying stocks when you got crypto.
Well, it's safer. I mean,
it's
stocks
boring.
can still tumble.
Yeah.
It's boring, but safety is boring, dude.
It is boring.
Being safe in life is kind of lame. Yeah. You know, that's why like people having fun or taking the risks, right? And then
I think
high risk, high reward.
No, I totally agree, but I think with crypto there's a much higher upside to where it makes it's safer to put it into crypto in the sense that it's on its way up, and everything else is not. It doesn't have that upside.
I want to think about it like that.
Yeah, it's just perspectives and kind of like what you can sustain. Really.
What are you looking at right now?
So this is Bitcoin versus gold search terms.
Yeah, gold's pretty steady, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like owning gold, dude. It's like I don't have to worry about it. You know. Oh yeah, gold has had like a record week. It's gone up. It's gone up to literally a record week, dude. Okay, this is something to actually think about because gold doesn't do this. It went up 10%.
It's an indicator of the global market.
Yeah, because 10% of a gold market is like $700 billion, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a lot of fucking money. In less than a week?
Yeah.
Who is buying all this gold? And why are they doing it? You know, usually it's like an indication like, you know, the whales of the world, you know, countries or just big banks and institutions, they know something's coming, so they're loading up their bags. They're preparing for something, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I think.
No, that's true.
People like you and I, like, we don't know what's about to come.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so we're like, why buy gold?
Yeah.
And that could also be another influence why Bitcoin's going up. I mean, obviously not. I mean, Bitcoin's not going up $600 billion a week. It probably went up like what? 50 billion.
50 billion.
Something like
that. Yeah. That's true. I mean, eventually, I'm in the camp where I think Bitcoin's going to outperform gold in terms of market caps, but that's going to take 20 years,
20, 30 years.
Yeah.
Maybe even longer than that. I don't know. Gold is a dinosaur, dude. Gold's been around forever.
Yeah. Yeah, gold, it was useful from the scarcity standpoint, but that's not a good argument in my opinion. But we're still dealing with dinosaurs with a lot of money, so you're gonna put it in gold versus Bitcoin.
Exactly. And if anybody is aware of what's coming, like if there's,
it's gonna be the dinosaurs.
It's gonna be the dinosaurs, the guys, the old heads with old money, the billions,
who control the markets essentially, who have their pulse on things.
Exactly. But yeah, I like gold. Bitcoin, but yeah, just going back to the search term thing that we're looking at.
Yeah, I want to see.
Oh, little spike.
Oh, that's something else. That's
gold.
Yeah.
How to buy Bitcoin? Yeah, a little spike again.
That.
See, of course, like people are now starting to pay attention, right?
Yeah.
Because like the price is going ballistic.
Yeah.
Even like my own friends, like Daniel, he's all of a sudden it's like, whoa, dude, what's going on? Like all of a sudden my own friends are starting to talk about it. They've ignored the fuck out of it for the past 2 years.
Check this out. So I'm comparing a chart on Google Trends, how to buy Bitcoin versus how to buy gold.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And Bitcoin, how to buy Bitcoin is doubling?
Oh, more like tripling.
And
it's saying gold is projected to go down, I guess. That's what that dotted line means.
Yeah.
They're like projecting the search results
to
go down.
This is not nothing, man.
What?
The people are searching how to buy Bitcoin versus how to buy gold. Now,
of course,
maybe it's obvious how to buy gold. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, you can go. There's gold huts like down the street. You can just go in there.
But we're talking about like shares of gold, right? I mean,
or you could buy physical gold. Like I said, there's bullion. There's a bullion exchange right down my street where I live. You can go in there and buy and sell bullion gold.
Is that really the same thing though? Like,
yeah, it's gold. What do you mean shares of gold?
Like, just like we're buying shares of Bitcoin.
You can buy shares in gold mining companies, and I think there's gold. There's a gold index.
No, I don't mean like shares like a Tesla share. Yeah. I mean shares like in pieces of like the value of gold. Like, say for example, a bank has 100 pounds of gold, right? You buy gold and you own a share of that stockpile.
You mean like you or me?
Yeah. Like you could buy shares of that gold, like you own the ounces. Yeah, but it's held over there.
I don't know. I think you have to buy your gold, then you have to go to the bank with it, and then they'll store it for you. I don't think you could buy the bank's gold.
So what? Okay, so let me ask you, what app did you use to buy gold?
I bought it online.
So you bought physical gold?
Yeah, dude. I showed you the picture. You don't remember?
So I'm thinking that. It's like shares. I'm thinking it's like virtualized.
You don't have to buy physical gold. You could buy
like virtualized
gold index.
Okay,
it's in like an ETF index. It pretty much goes up and down with the price of gold.
That's what I was talking about. All right,
it's basically like buying like a stock.
Okay,
so it's like it's like you own it on paper.
On paper,
you don't actually own any gold, but that's not. I don't like that. The whole point of gold is that it's tangible and you can touch it. So why not actually own the stuff? And pay extra for gold to house it, or a bank to safely store it. And
it's so odd to me, though. Like you buy an ounce of gold for $1,400,
yes,
and then a week later it goes up 10%, which is a big deal.
Yeah.
So
for the market as a whole, maybe not so much for your own individual. Like 10%, whoop-de-doo, right? Like I got 10% richer. I mean, if you had like $1 million worth of gold, that's awesome.
Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying. The boomers, they have literally like probably like millions of dollars worth of gold.
Yeah.
Sitting under their fucking bed, or I don't know.
That's what they put it. That's what I'm saying. Like, what's the incentive for you and I to buy gold if we're not buying $1 million worth?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the only reason I bought it is because I had a lot of money at the time. So I was like, you know what?
No,
this is probably the responsible thing. But yeah, if you're like living paycheck to paycheck, well, what's the fucking point? There's really no point.
If anything, if you're living paycheck to paycheck, it makes more sense to buy Bitcoin so that potentially you get a 10x in a year or two,
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why like Bitcoin and gold aren't the same thing. Like, because gold is literally a store of value.
Yeah.
Bitcoin is not yet.
Yeah.
It's on its way to that. But right now, it's just a fucking...
Yeah.
It's gambling.
It's a roller coaster ride,
You're gambling right now.
For sure. Yeah. So that makes sense. I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
So it's like, for example, if Bitcoin gets to 100,000 or let's say 1 million, where we could potentially have $1 million worth of Bitcoin. If you wanted to kind of harbor that $1 million, you would buy gold with it potentially.
What do you mean?
Like if you wanted to exit Bitcoin, you would go into gold, just so that if in case there's a downturn in the economy, you still have $1 million worth.
Exactly. Or like you've been saying, we don't know what's going to happen in the future. Like when Bitcoin is widely adopted, like what's going to happen to the price of gold whenever economies go down.
But again,
I think it'll just be. I think they'll work in tandem.
No, they will. They will.
There's no reason for gold to go away. It's
not going to go away. Like I said, its value is also not only in its scarcity, but it's also in its application. And for example, if you compare the applications of Bitcoin and gold has more applications.
Yeah, it's an actual thing.
It's a thing that you can use for purposes.
Yeah.
Right. Bitcoin is really a store of value potentially, or a currency in its worst form. So that's it.
Yeah.
So, like, I brought up with Mitch last week or a couple of days ago that in an apocalypse, you shove over a pound of gold, there's not much you can do with it. But if I shove over a Ledger Nano X without electricity or internet, it's also useless.
True.
So, but
that's the thing. The internet has to stay online for this shit to have value.
And in an apocalypse, the internet is probably the more critical utility that needs to be online to some degree. In one way or another, it has to be online.
You could dream up a scenario where, because everything's hosted on Amazon warehouses and stuff, and just some kind of war happens, everything gets wiped out. All of a sudden, your Bitcoins are gone.
Yeah, they're gone.
Inaccessible, right? Yeah. The networks are down.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's not necessarily. That's kind of like the whole point of decentralizing it, right? I guess. It would have to be like a fucking terrible war.
Well, right now you can send Bitcoin transactions to the satellite without using the internet.
Mm-hmm.
And so, if you can maintain those networks, then Bitcoin will persist. But it's cumbersome, right, and slow.
Yeah. But I guess what I'm talking about is just if the internet goes down, like our access to the internet goes down, then we can't use our money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's like if you continue watching the show Silicon Valley, they talk about decentralizing the internet.
Oh yeah, that's always been a big idea.
Yeah.
Dude, I think decentralization is so huge. It's it's under. I don't know if it's under hyped or what, because there's so many debates going on in the mainstream about centralization issues when it comes to Facebook,
True,
Google, Twitter,
True,
because of all the censorship and shit that's going on, especially with YouTube. And YouTube is literally deep just kicking people off their platform and shit because based on political views and stuff.
Well, it's only because the YouTube and Google, they're doing that because they want to maintain their advertisers.
Yeah.
If they don't have advertisers giving them money, then then what's the point of YouTube?
There's a good Joe Rogan podcast about that. How I think he interviewed people involved with Twitter. I think the CEO of Twitter.
Oh, Jack Dorsey.
Yeah, and other people, because there was a lot of
Jack Dorsey
for people who are getting censored on Twitter and shit.
Jack Dorsey doesn't know who they're kicking out on Twitter. He's got bigger things to do.
Exactly. I think he's just chilling at this point.
Yeah.
He's just a face of a company. I don't think he's out there deciding.
If anything, I'm sure Jack Dorsey's looking at the charts all day because he's big on crypto.
Is he?
Yeah.
Bull or
bull?
Bull.
Yeah.
That's good.
And
always good to have people like that on your side.
Imagine if crypto or he integrates.
It makes sense, right? A tech guy would get it. People say people like Warren Buffett and they're haters. Yeah, the dude's never invested in a tech company in his life.
I mean, at one point we were all haters of Bitcoin, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we were all thought it was a scam, but once you really look into it, it's groundbreaking.
If you have that tech perspective in your mind, like I said, you got to have that tech mentality. It's literally like a mentality.
Yeah,
if you were to pick now, like I said, there's philosophical differences in way of thinking.
Yeah, and if you're like Warren Buffett, your mind isn't capable of it's already
that world.
Yeah,
because
it's already too late in a sense.
In his world, it's we just live in McDonald's wonderland with Coca-Colas everywhere and. We're all driving Ford pickup trucks. I don't know.
Yeah.
We're all insured by Geico.
Yeah.
Those are all his companies pretty much.
Yeah. It's funny because, he can shit on Bitcoin and by the time he dies shitting on it, he'll end up thinking he's right by the time he's dead and he would end up being right because he's already dead. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, what?
What I'm trying to say is he can shit on Bitcoin because he might die soon. And by the time he dies, you know,
I just honestly don't think he understands it. Dude,
well,
he's notoriously against like tech. He never he missed the whole .com thing, dude. He's a stock god, true. Literally the wealthiest investor in the world, and he like never participated in the .com boom. Like he had it's because he invested in essential like companies.
Well, yeah, he does like some
Coca-Cola, obviously some amazing research. I mean, he gets in early on, like for sure. I don't know how the fuck he does it.
Yeah.
He doesn't take moonshot gambles, I don't think. Like he literally he just like recently bought Amazon or something.
Yeah.
Way late. But it's okay because his wealth is so massive. Like I said, like a 5% increase in his wealth is like tens of billions of dollars, right?
But can you imagine if he had gone in Bitcoin though?
Exactly.
Shit, man.
Well, there's tons of like rich people, right, who could do that.
Oh yeah, Winklevoss.
They don't. Well, no, they weren't rich at the start. Now they're rich.
Well, they were rich at the start.
I'm talking like billionaire rich. They weren't billionaires, dude.
Well, they were 100 millionaires.
From what, Facebook?
From Facebook, yeah.
How much did they get? Do you know?
I want to say...
they got stock, right?
Eduardo Saverin, I think he got 600 million. And Winklevoss... So this was in 2008.
What was?
When they got their share in Facebook.
2008?
Yeah.
65 million? It says over there.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, on the top, 65 million. That's what they got. Yeah, that's not that much.
No, it's not a lot, but
it's enough to buy 1% of Bitcoin when they were trading for like $6 a pop.
Yeah,
back in those days. So they invested their money very wisely. But see, that's the thing. They had to like gamble and take a risk if they ever wanted to play with the big dogs. Which obviously now they're big dogs. Yeah, I made a calculation like how rich will Roger Ver get if Bitcoin was $3 million because he has 100,000 of them, right? Something like that.
Does he really?
I think so. He's got like 100,000 Bitcoins.
I thought he lost most of them in the Mt. Gox.
I don't know what happened. From what I heard, he purchased 100,000. I don't know if he still has.
Oh, maybe there was like an auction or something like
something.
Yeah, the Silk Road.
Yeah, because he was like part of Mt. Gox, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was part of it. Yeah,
he's always been involved and stuff. But let's just assume he's got 100,000 and Bitcoin's trading at. Because I saw a chart the other day, like in 2025, it'll be about $3 million or something like that.
Jesus.
If this trajectory and this cyclical nature of it persists.
Yeah.
By 2025, we'll have a $3 million Bitcoin. Which is what, 6 years away?
Yeah.
So that motherfucker will have $300 billion net worth, basically, if he has 100,000 Bitcoins. If he just hodls on all the way to then.
300 billion.
Which he'll be like the richest guy on the planet. Probably, maybe Bezos will be about that high by then because Amazon's fucking ridiculous.
I'm sure Elon, Bezos, all these guys, they got funds with crypto in it since 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. But my point is, yeah, like I was like kind of satisfied with that because I thought like he would be like a trillionaire or something.
Oh,
like that.
I see. Yeah,
I'm kind of glad he won't be a trillionaire because I thought that would be a little ridiculous.
Yeah,
like I don't, just like he'll be like the next Rockefeller type shit. I mean, maybe he will, but
yeah,
I don't know. He invests his $300 billion into other things.
That's true, man. Some of these guys are going to be like
that's
the next
what
Rockefellers.
But that's kind of what worried me too about like this Ripple guy. I don't know his name, but because he has like 40 or 60% or something like that.
Yeah,
Ripple,
60%, right?
I'm like, dude, that's kind of like ridiculous, man. This guy's gonna be one of the wealthiest people in the world if Ripple is like all of a sudden $100.
Yeah,
not all of a sudden, but like 5-6 years down the line.
Yeah,
I don't know.
And
like, should these guys be like the wealthiest people on the planet? But why not?
You're talking about 100,000 Bitcoin, and that guy spent 10,000 on 2 pizzas. It's like
how much?
10,000 Bitcoins.
10,000 Bitcoins. Yeah.
Yeah.
God damn. Well, vote.
Yeah.
I was like,
man, look at this.
Oh shit is going ham, son.
Dude. Bitcoin 13,200.
What's going on with the yep, alts are going back down again. Fucking they have no chance to breathe,
I think the alts have no chance until after the halving. I think for the most part, right? There's gonna see some ups and downs, but
yeah, like I said, this is literally just the start. Like I said, I sent you that message, right? How I guess I could break it down here, like my thought process.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I was like freaking out like everybody else is about the price, right, of Bitcoin.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because it's gone from 3,000 to 13,000 in 3 months. So that's $10,000 increase in value in these last 3 months, which probably seems like outrageous. But if our predictions and stuff are correct, like a few podcasts ago, maybe like, I don't know, 5 or 6, we said the peak of the next bull market will be around 200 to 250K, right? Something like that.
Yeah, I mean that was like on first podcast, man.
I don't know when we said that, but we were speculating about our prediction. So in order for that to happen, and we said like by the end of 2021, something like that.
Yeah.
Just like at the end of 2017. So anyways, if that's to happen, if we maintain this current rate, so $10,000 increase in Bitcoin every 3 months.
Every 3 months. Every quarter.
Every quarter. It'll take about 4.5 years
of that rate in order to reach
250K, something like that.
Yeah.
So then we'll be like way off our target. So but we're not predicting like this what do you call it? This rate or this rate of increase?
It's parabolic rate.
But that's not even parabolic. This is just this is like normal.
This is what we predicted in sense like the rate.
Yeah, but we're not even getting to the parabolic point yet. Like it looks parabolic on the chart. Like you pull up the chart.
Yeah.
Just look at it, dude. Pull up like the all-time Bitcoin chart. Okay, see like
dude, that looks scary, dude.
Let's go on TradingView. Look at it. Look at the weekly chart. Okay. And then look for, can you fast forward in time to like end of 2021? There's no way to do that on this chart. Oh, there we go. Yeah. And then like make it smaller so you can see like everything. Okay, right there. 2021, dude. There it is.
Yep, right here.
Is there a way you can go up? Like, can we see like 200,000?
No.
Damn it.
No, we can't. But yeah, anyways, I think
like it looks parabolic right now, right?
Yeah.
But whenever we get to 200,000 and you look at this chart again, like you're not even gonna fucking notice the 20K in 2017. It's gonna look like a little nipple on the screen, dude. Because we're gonna be so high up there, like, and then this parabolic run up is not gonna look parabolic anymore.
Yeah,
it's gonna look like
a barely
like look at that chart. It's like to the left. It's gonna look like something like
that. Yeah.
That's kind of what's in my head. Like I think like around summer of 2020. It's probably when we'll start seeing that parabolic run up.
So we can have some perspective here. So this could be $200,000,
exactly,
and this is the $20,000.
Yeah, essentially,
or that.
Or what price is that right there? That little nip we just looked at. That's $1,200 Bitcoin.
$1,200, yeah.
So that's basically 10%,
5%, or no,
5%.
Yeah,
5%. Right, 5%. Yeah. So right now we're sitting at 13K. So yeah, pretty much that's what it's gonna look like. Yeah. That's what 20K is going to look like. Literally like a little bump in the road.
200K.
Whenever we're at 20K or 200K.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Damn.
I don't know. I just started thinking about that. And then it's like, right now it looks crazy because everyone's like, dude, we need a correction because it's parabolic. But dude, this might just be.
It's like the normal
run up.
Yeah.
Like it has to do this in order to get to that 200, 250,000 pop on the next cycle.
That's the thing is like once it reaches 100K, I don't know how it can sustain another 100K.
It's gonna explode. Like once it gets like
I guess you're right. It's like
100K is like 5K in 2017.
Yeah, it's gonna take like a week before it goes to 200K.
Exactly. This is gonna explode at that point. Like then I think around 80 to 100K is like when the retail FOMO will kick in.
Oh yeah.
And then that's gonna catapult it to its like 200 250K peak.
I would give its credit. I would think after 20K retail FOMO.
I don't think so, dude. I think people are gonna sleep on it still. All the way up until like 100,000.
I guess you're right. You know, last time in this run, when it went to $3,000, that was an all-time high in the summer of 2017.
Exactly.
And
let's say 3 or 4K.
Yeah, 3 or 4K. And there were people talking about it like on the news, but it wasn't anything like November.
No.
You know?
It wasn't a mania yet.
Yeah.
The mania kicked in like around 5,000.
Yeah.
Oh, that was literally, like I said, after Thanksgiving, because it was around 5K, 6K, something like that.
That's true, yeah.
And then it just catapulted after that for like 2 weeks, all the way up to 20. I think that's what's going to happen again, dude. Because, dude, this is literally just psychology.
Yeah.
Like, the only thing pumping this price is like mass psychology. Nothing else.
Yeah.
We all got to keep that in mind.
That's a large component, but the scarcity, that's there. The fact that the deflationary aspect of Bitcoin is there.
Yeah. But I'm just talking about price.
Yeah. Yeah.
All price is people buying and selling this thing. You know, like I said, right now.
And ultimately, like, Bitcoin performs as good, if not better than gold. And gold is at $8 trillion.
Yeah.
And so at $100,000, Bitcoin should be at, what's the market cap right now? Market cap for Bitcoin is at $234 billion.
Yeah.
So if we do 10x, we're looking at $2 trillion, and that's $130,000.
$2 trillion Bitcoin?
Yeah, market cap.
So we're looking at like a fourth of gold.
A fourth of gold at 130,000. A fourth. So we're looking at potentially $500,000 Bitcoin to match gold.
Something like that. Damn, yeah. So, now that seems kind of.
It seems reasonable that we get $100,000 Bitcoin in 2 years.
I don't know,
because that's 20% of gold.
Does it seem reasonable? Because it took gold thousands of years to get to this market cap. You know what I mean? Is it reasonable? I don't know. But I mean, again, this is technology, man. Technology accelerates at insane paces, man. You gotta keep that in mind. Anything tech related, it doesn't have like real world rules applied to it. You know?
Yeah. But I mean, if Bitcoin performs as good, if not better than gold, from its utility standpoint.
Well, I understand that. I'm just speaking of price perspective.
But okay, price is different than value. And if you were to value Bitcoin like truthfully, it should be, at $1 million.
Why?
If you do 10 times its market cap, that's $2 trillion. Right?
Yeah.
That's $2 trillion. And if you do, that's $130,000 Bitcoin. So you have to do a 10x. So that's a $20 trillion. So 10x
will get you like $1 million Bitcoin.
Will get you $1 million. Yeah, 1.3 million.
So
that's a $20 trillion valuation.
So it'll shit all over gold at that point.
It'll shit all over gold, and it would have to become like its world reserve currency at that point, 20 trillion. And even then, 20 trillion is nothing compared to how much fiat currency there is on the planet.
How much is there?
I think like 200 trillion.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So that's where like these $10 million Bitcoin assumptions are coming from.
That's right. Yeah.
Like if it replaces fiat.
Yeah. Now,
all fiat.
Of course, it's not going to replace fiat in the sense that we're going to be using Bitcoin to buy groceries. It's going to replace fiat in the sense that it's a world reserve currency, and whatever currency we use to buy groceries is going to be backed by Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Kind of like our dollars used to be backed by gold.
Well, it's also kind of like how Facebook Libra coin,
that's right.
Don't they? It's like a basket of currencies that's backing the Libra, right?
Yeah.
I wonder why don't they have Bitcoin in that basket? Oh, it gets too volatile, I guess. Yeah, it's too volatile because they want it to maintain that $1 per Libra. It's a stable coin. You can't throw Bitcoin in the stable coin equation. But if you create a government issued stable coin in the future when Bitcoin's $10 trillion or $10 million of coin,
it'll be backed by Bitcoin.
Backed by Bitcoin, so it'll be stable.
Yeah, it'll be stable. It's good. It's not going to change from 20 trillion. Like it's just not.
But shit.
It's not, because there's just 21 million coins and that's it. Like, and I think 3 or 4 million of them are inaccessible because people lost their private keys and things like that.
That's fucking weird. So like, when is that entry point? Like, when does the government say, okay, this shit is stable enough to peg our currency to it? Like, I don't think that's a tough call.
Yeah.
But
shit. It would be the right thing to do. I mean, it's like if you look at Libra, all the countries in the world said, "Hey, Mr. Zuckerberg, please come forward and talk to us about your coin and tell us how you're going to prevent, money laundering and all that stuff."
Yeah.
And so pretty much all the countries says you should probably put a pause on this. Mm-hmm. And since you can't put a pause on Bitcoin and it's not controlled by any one government, it would make sense that all the governments just peg their new currency to Bitcoin. I mean, you could, I mean, it seems the most logical approach for any country.
Yeah. Shit. I don't know,
man. If that's the case.
So.
And the other thing to think about, and by 2030, the year 2030, so what is that? 11 years from now?
Something like that, yeah.
98% of all Bitcoins would have been mined. 98%. And so the last Bitcoin to be mined is in 2140.
Yeah.
So in 2030, we've pretty much seen the end game for Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another thing to think about. If you hold any Bitcoin right now in 11 years, think about the value of that.
11 years is not that long, honestly.
Yeah, it's not. It's not.
What was I doing 11 years ago? I was in high school, graduating. That shit feels like it was not that long ago.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah.
Shit. So yeah, I could just be patient. 11 years later, I could be like,
shit,
fucking multimillionaire.
Yeah, multimillionaire at minimum. Or if we do this right, and we sell at the peak at 200, then we'll get back in at when it's 12,000.
Dude, I said I was gonna do that in 2017. I still fucked it up somehow.
Yeah, but
that was my first time.
But you got out like kind of high-ish, right?
I got out
at 15 or 14, whatever it was.
Yeah, see, I adopted these like fucking trading philosophies along the way. Again, I thought I was like Wall Street Junior over here. you know, like everything I learned is like take profits, but not all. Don't take all profits. So I did that, and what I left in got crushed basically.
Yeah.
And whatever I had left remaining, I always thought I could catch falling knives, so I ended up reducing my stack along the way. You know what I mean? Like at some point, I had like close to 20 Bitcoins.
Yeah, damn.
Imagine if I just did nothing and just left that alone. I would be like chilling hard right now, dude.
So you would have what, 270?
I don't even want to think about it. Don't even calculate it. Please don't even look at it. Just don't tell me the number, man. Fuck. But it's important though, if you're a newbie, to take my mistakes.
Yeah,
I do need to fucking finish that blog, dude.
Yeah,
because these are all valuable like mistakes that I made that people can learn from, man. And like I said, like I think me and Mitch talked about it. Like, dude, we spent so much work and effort trying to like understand this market, and like we thought we were so smart. Like, dude, we don't need to fucking buy Bitcoin. We could just do the altcoin scheme, you know?
Yeah.
And in some sense, it worked out for me, but I didn't have to do all the work. All I had to do was buy Bitcoin, just sit on it, dude. Now I would have had a similar return without all the stress and, you know.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you know, Bitcoin rules.
And that's why it's important. Definitely get that blog out because this time, I mean, we're going to see a level of FOMO that we've never seen before. I mean, think about a $50,000 Bitcoin.
Yeah, when the FOMO kicks in, $50K.
Just think of it this way: what other share of anything is worth $50,000?
Well, Berkshire Hathaway is like 200,000 or something.
Is it really?
More than that. Yeah, when I found that out, I was like, "Damn, dude!
Okay,
you gotta fucking sell your house to get one share of Berkshire Hathaway. It's crazy."
All right, well, I guess.
But again, price doesn't matter. You know, it's all based on
its market cap, essentially.
Yeah, price of anything doesn't. It's because. You know, the circulating supply of Bitcoin could be 1,000, and the price would be like in the millions right now or something. Yeah,
that's another thing that they were saying is that even though circulating supply says 17 million, the actual circulating supply is like 4 or 5 million because people are buying Bitcoin and they're not doing anything with it, as the smarts would do.
Yeah,
I mean, why would you use Bitcoin to buy groceries? That doesn't make any sense.
Exactly, right? But it's because right now we're still in that speculation phase.
Yeah. Yeah, even though Bitcoin was designed to be a currency that's supposed to be used like for small transactions, like it doesn't make sense to do that.
I don't know, man. There's tons of things. It's like, see, what we're doing now is exactly what we did, like you said, episode 1 or 2.
Yeah.
You know, we're just sitting here speculating our asses off. But
on episode 1, though, we predicted that it was going to go up, and it did.
That's exactly what I'm saying. So, shit, dude, we might be 100% right.
We might have been wrong on the rate of increase because we should have done these calculations. Like, if we believe we're going to see $100,000 Bitcoin by the end of 2021,
exactly. Yeah.
You know, what is
the rate of increase that's necessary, right?
Yeah. If things were like stable and kind of linear, what would it be like?
But the thing that set me, the reluctance to like, because there's fear, right? There's fear that I could be wrong. Yeah, I don't want to lose my money.
No, I know.
That's why I didn't. You know, it was like, oh shit. You know, who are we? Like, we could be totally wrong.
Yeah,
the Bears win, and this shit could be sitting at like $1,000 right now.
Yeah,
but we were right. That's what sucks. But I didn't put my money where my fucking mouth was, dude.
Oh,
God
shit.
Damn it. But I brought up a good point today, though. Like, this is not just because we've seen 14,000. You know, doesn't mean shit. If we're still right and our fucking 2021 prediction is correct, we got a long way to go.
See, now, okay, so let's go forward in time, and we're in 2021. Let's say October, November timeframe. We're looking at $110,000 Bitcoin. That would be a good time to sell, right?
But hold on that thought. At some point we need to we're not bears, but we need to bring up some bear points about this shit too. So we kind of have a non-biased.
Well, that's where I'm going.
Okay,
that's where I'm going. So at the end of 2021, we are looking at $110,000 Bitcoin in say November, and it potentially by the end of December is like 220,000 because FOMO, craze, hype, news, everyone's panicking. Yeah. So we see 220,000, and it'd probably be a good time to sell. So we do.
Fuck yeah, well.
My question is, we still have roughly a year and a half left until we get to that point, right?
Yeah.
So we're looking at a chart here with this guy on TradingView. You know, everybody posts their predictions.
Exactly. There's theories.
So this guy says, all right, so this is pretty normal. We're going to see Bitcoin going all the way up to $30,000 before we see a 40% retracement. Okay. So my question is, does it make sense?
When is that date? Oh, shit. July 19th?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be 30K in like 2 weeks. Or 3 weeks. Right?
3 weeks, yeah.
You could be right.
Yeah.
Dude, no, man. That's too much, dude. No way. I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. It might be because, look, between $20,000 and $30,000, that is not that much money.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Right?
Yeah.
So we could see, like, holy shit, you know, Bitcoin's at an all-time high, and at 20,000, then all of a sudden it goes to 30,000. But my question is, does it make sense to sell Bitcoin up and down until we get to the 2021 $200,000 Bitcoin, or do we just literally hodl until then?
Oh, you mean like, is it worth trying to catch these tops?
Yeah.
And these corrections?
Yeah, because the only risk that we're taking here is that it'll surpass 30,000, may go to 40,000, 50,000.
Exactly. That's what I've been trying to do this whole time. Like I said, I've been trading.
Yeah.
This whole time, and I'm like net zero because of it. So I'm trying to every time.
Yeah.
I try to time the top, which is impossible. Nobody knows when the top is going to come. Because I'm always wanting to be the guy who sells the top, gets that 20-30% discount, and then increases his stack, and then just keeps riding that wave up.
Yeah.
But that is literally impossible to do.
So I think we pretty much solved it earlier. If we do the stop loss, it's not going to matter that much.
No.
Like so the stop loss, maybe the gap needs to be like 15%, maybe. Because it's at 20,000, it's going to be so volatile. It's going to be such a new territory that people are just going to have shaky hands, and things will drop so fast, like faster than we've seen like a couple hours ago.
20,000?
Yeah, anything between 20 and 30,000, like this guy says, is going to be so shaky.
Yeah. Well, the volatility is going to be through the roof because the volume is going to be through the roof.
Yeah, exactly.
So of course, that's going to happen.
So I guess the challenge in this game here is to set the stop loss percentage low enough to where you're always going to reap the benefits of it going up, but high enough to where if it does drop 20%, let's say, that you're not losing that much money.
Yeah. Yeah, you're talking trading, man. Trading Bitcoin. We need to get like an actual trader on this bitch.
Yeah. But here's the thing. It's like we got so many goddamn accounts. Of like Coinbase Pro, Binance, BitMEX. We have all these accounts. There's like dust in these accounts to some extent, right? And to set stop losses on all these, like it'll be a pain in the ass. So I think it makes sense to consolidate, go with like one or two exchanges, maybe not using Coinbase for now, and just set the stop loss. And I don't know, I just wait it out, I guess.
What would you do right now if you bought Bitcoin right now at $13,250?
I pretty much did.
Oh, you did?
I mean, I did, but it wasn't like it wasn't my whole bag or anything.
I know, but so what did you do? You set a stop loss?
I didn't know. That's why we're talking about it. That's why we're talking about it.
Damn it, dude. Yeah, man. See, I don't do that, and like I said, I just got wrecked today because I didn't.
Here's the thing. So I bought Bitcoin at $3,500, right? And it wasn't a whole lot, but it was enough to like, all the losses that I took in 2017 or 2018, I've recovered all that.
Nice.
Okay.
That's really good.
And plus some. Yeah. But the reason why I bought at 1,300 is because I knew it was just going to continue up. And I wanted to use that money that I put in right now at $13,000 for the altcoins, right? So I'm not too concerned about like what price I went in. I just wanted to use that money for the altcoins. So I actually forgot where I was going with this, but essentially I did not put any stop losses or anything, but it makes sense to do it.
Yeah, of course. We just had like a good discussion,
Yeah, and we don't know like what's going to happen, especially beyond 15,000.
Like
because in 2017 it hit the $10,000 and then it skyrocketed to 20 within like a week or two.
Yeah.
And so we're not going to be able to catch any of these manually, especially like if you're in China and you're sleeping and all of a sudden the Bitcoin drops like 50% while you're sleeping. Like, come on.
I bet you though, that's why the price came up a little bit from like 12 to 13 because China woke up like, dude, sell.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Chinese and Koreans, dude, like they'll pump a sell like no others.
Yeah.
That's something else, dude. Like, yeah, we gotta recognize that
this is worldwide.
In a bull market, yeah, the Asians dominate. Like they control the market more than the West, I think.
Well, yeah,
the East controls.
There's 3 times as many of them.
Exactly.
So that means there's 3 times as many traders.
Yeah, and at
least.
I think like just the general public, their retail FOMO is like way more intense than ours.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't have like I remember in 2017, like they have like fucking I don't know if they're like vending machines or what. There's just like ATMs everywhere in Japan and Korea and shit. Like and people lining up out down the street to buy their crypto.
Yeah.
You know, that shit don't go down in the United States. You know?
Yeah. The other thing we haven't talked about is if we do trading, like we do the stop losses and they hit and all that, how do you manage the taxes implications for all this, dude?
I don't even want to think about that. It's like make money now and fucking figure out that shit down the road, I guess. I mean,
like
if you're trading and making profit, then yeah, you're supposed to, like say you make $1,000 profit every time you
sell.
You better set aside like 40% of that for the government.
40% just to be safe.
Just to be safe, because you never know your capital gain down the road might make like a 200 G's or something by the end of the year or something. It's like, all of a sudden the government gets 40% of that. You know?
Yeah,
like, legit. That's pretty much what's going down with me.
So, damn man, that's such a pain in the ass.
No shit, right?
Because what you have to do is you have to calculate your capital gains, and it depends on the price that you went in on. So you got to have like this huge spreadsheet with like timelines and prices.
Insane.
And
it's dude, I told you, I had a CPA who just gave up on me. He literally gave up on me. Like no shit. Like he's worked on it for months. It's not like I was late or anything. I didn't wait till like the last minute. I gave him like ample time to figure this shit out, and he still gave up. He's like, you know what? I just can't do it. He's pretty much wanted me to do it. He's like asking for my advice. Like, dude, I'm paying you, motherfucker. What the hell are you asking me for advice? Shit, man.
Oh, damn it, man.
Yeah, the taxes is a pain in the ass, like a massive. So I don't know. That's the safest thing to do is just if you make profit, take out 40%, whatever profit you make, just put it in a savings bank account. Yeah. Not even just a stable coin, just because.
Yeah, and you still have to keep track of it because that stable coin will go up and down too. I mean, like from the sense that you're going to be adding more stable coins as you do their sales. So you got to keep track.
Yeah, see, that's another problem too. God damn, dude. Tax is so ass. So ass, dude. Jesus.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a better way to do it. Like, think of, we're the government, man. How would you do this? How would you tax based on crypto? Like,
I don't know.
I don't know if there's a better way to do it.
I don't know. I have no idea, dude. I'm not a tax professional or nothing. I don't know. I hate taxes, man. It's like the last thing I want to think about. Like, to me, but taxes is worse than death. For real, dude. Like I hate it. I understand why we need it, but it's like
the problem is calculating the taxes. That's the pain in the ass. Like,
well, I mean, they have software programs that do it for you. You just upload the API or whatever the fuck, the data from the exchanges into the software. And
then what's the issue then?
The issue is paying taxes, dude.
Oh, okay.
Like it sucks ass.
So you
don't have to like actually log this shit by hand.
Okay, so you're saying that
there's ways around it. There's ways out there, but it gets difficult when you have your money spread out on every shit tier exchange out there in the world, right? You're trying to catch moonshots. Yeah. Like, again, like this energy coin or whatever the fuck that went up like 20x in the last
3 days.
Yeah, dude, what the fuck? Like you're not on Binance. You have to go find some dumpster exchange, right? And then at the end of the year, you got to go find every single fucking exchange you use in order for the accountant to have a legit 100% accurate picture of like where all your profits came from. Who the fuck's doing that, dude? That's the challenge.
Here's the thing. I used TurboTax this last April, right?
Uh-huh.
And I didn't do any trading, so I didn't. There was no gains, right?
Yeah.
Because all I did was just buy.
Yeah.
Right. So, but there was the option to say, did you get some gains from crypto? And so I just did yes, just to see what it looked like. And the only option it gave me was Coinbase, and you would have to submit a basically an Excel sheet to this TurboTax program, and it didn't support like Binance. It didn't support anything else.
Nope, it doesn't.
So
that's the headache.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I was like, how do we do this properly? Because if you do this improperly, you could go to jail. Yeah, I know. That's probably where we'll all end up, dude. I don't know. It's not like I'm intentionally like trying to defraud the government. I just literally don't know what the fuck to do. But they'll lock you up regardless. They'll say, hey, you knew all along. You fucking plotted to. Yeah. Tax evasion. Yeah, like, dude, nah, I swear to God, dude. It's just, how the fuck am I supposed to do this? Even my fucking accountant couldn't figure it out. Like, Jesus Christ. Yeah. It's a nightmare, dude, the taxes. So the way around it is stop trading on Binance and go on Coinbase, and then eventually they're gonna print out these 1099s for you at the end of the year, and they'll do all that shit for you. Yeah. That's ultimately, I think, their end game. But again, I got involved during the Wild West days, and it's like, fucking because I'm thinking, let's say you make 100 BTC on Binance and you transfer that 100 BTC, which manifested out of thin air. Well, right? But in reality, you accumulated it through trading. Yeah, exactly. So you send that to Coinbase, right? Yeah. And let's say you're out, right? You're out of BTC. You convert. You have $10 million, basically in cash. So you're gonna have to pay. I guess Coinbase just assumes that you've been trading. I mean, what if you earned, 100 BTC through work? Like how can they know? Good question. You have to provide them with the data. They want you to go to Binance, extract the APIs, put it in the software program. If it accepts it, that's the issue. Oh, it does. It does. Yeah, I mean, it's doable. You can report your taxes properly. It's just it's tough. So it fucking sucks. Your difficulty with taxes is the act of paying the taxes, not necessarily calculating your taxes, because that's not that hard. Is that what you're saying? Let's see, why was it so hard? Because in my opinion, like from what I saw, and I honestly didn't look too deep into it because it didn't really affect me, but from what I saw, it's not exactly easy to simply calculate your taxes. And I thought that was the issue. I mean, if you only trade on Binance. Like say you bought $1,000 on Coinbase and then of Bitcoin. Yeah, and then you send that to Binance and you convert that $1,000 to $100,000. You're trading on Binance. Yeah, like tons of trades, and then one day you just say you tap out, you send all that to Coinbase again. You cash out, put it in your bank account. Yeah. So what all Coinbase has is that $1,000 purchase, that $100,000 sell. So which doesn't add up. You can't do any kind of reporting on that. Yeah, exactly. So because it's based on each trade is a taxable event. So you got to go to Binance, get all that API, put it in the software. Yeah, because think about it. Think about it. While you're doing your trading in Binance, you might have gone up to $1 million in trades. Exactly. $1 million, but you gambled it and then you only left with $100,000. That's exactly what happened to almost everybody from 2017. Because like at the end of 2017, the market was up. Everyone was making a killing in 2017. And then in 2018, everything got crumbled. So if you were trading anything, like in my case, I sold a lot of Bitcoin for EOS. Yeah. And at the time, it was worth like 3x what eventually it ended up being or something like that. So well, that's a taxable event. So that means you owe taxes based on $1 million, not $100,000. Exactly. And you don't. I mean, you don't have the money to pay that off. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's the issue. That is the issue. The law itself is fucking stupid. Like a taxable event that's not fair. Yeah. The fair should be, That's the thing. What is fair? Like, what would it be? Maybe it is fair. It's just, come on. Like, it's a market full of fucking noobs, dude. You think everyone's going to realize that shit? I know the government doesn't give a fuck about us at the end of the day. But the reason why we're having this conversation is because this is exactly the conversation the government is doing. Like, how do you do this? I don't know. I don't think they know either. I don't think it's taking them their sweet ass time to figure that one out. Well, yeah, it's because they don't know, but they still expect you to pay your taxes based on your gains. Like, of course. Yeah, well, it's like essentially like buying and selling houses. Yeah, that's essentially the same tax structure as that. Yeah, that's right. Which is fucking dumb. It's stupid. Because we're not buying and selling houses. We're buying and selling currencies that fluctuate super volatile on a daily basis here. It's not like when you buy and sell a house, you have time to sit there and like calculate your capital gains because your next purchase is going to take a while, right? But when you're in crypto, it's like, fuck. You got to move at lightning speed to catch these fucking waves and shit, right? If you're going to trade them. maybe the only way to do this properly is if the exchanges say, all right, you're a U.S. citizen. That means we will tax you per trade.
Yeah.
On like per trade. Like,
yeah.
Like if you're moving $1,000 and you're going from 1,000 BTC to let's say you're buying Ethereum, well that means you're putting in $980 into Ethereum. The other $20 is for taxes, but it's stored in your account. Like you still have the $20.
Yeah,
and so like it literally tracks per trade your taxes based on all your movements.
Yeah, if the exchange wanted to do all that for you, but they basically do that and then they present it to you at the end of the year or end of the quarter on paper, right?
Yeah.
And it's up to you to make these extractions, right? You're supposed to keep track of it. Like,
so wait a minute.
You.
You're telling me that Binance is recording like?
Well, no, they're not. But I'm saying that's like what a stock exchange does. They'll record all that and they'll tell you what your profit and loss at the end of the quarter, end of the year is, and then that's how your taxes are calculated. So it's like the exchanges. In a regulated exchange, they keep track of all that information, right?
I see.
But right now, we're
Binance
still
is not
unregulated.
regulated.
Neither is Coinbase is going to be.
Oh, Coinbase
and
is.
Binance US, well, that's the reason why I think they got pressure to fucking
for sure.
Stop, because, it's a tax nightmare for the government. They probably don't want to figure that shit out. Instead, they're just going to impose exchanges to like...
Well, that might be the only technical way to do it, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I mean, and ultimately, it's a good thing because then, institutional money,
And it should be an account that your exchange creates for you, and it grows because you're doing trades. You can't touch it because, But then again, I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's going to be some losses to that too. So that's
I said, dude, taxes.
It's like what I'm trying to do is trying to figure out how to avoid like the headache for taxes.
Like I said, just if you're making money, and like just if you want to be responsible, just set aside 40%, just so you're covered 100%.
Yeah.
When it comes to taxes.
Yeah, I mean 40% is a lot of money.
I know, and it's 40% you could be using right to make more profit. At the end, that's what every trader wants to do. Nobody's doing that. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
But in nightmare scenarios like in 2017 where you get caught, with like you just said, you make $1 million gain that you owe taxes on, and then you use that $1 million gain
and you lose it,
and then like in 6 months that $1 million is only worth 100,000.
Yeah,
like that's literally what happened to the market. 90% sell off. Then you're fucked. You still 2018. You still had to report that $1 million profit. You're expected to pay $400,000 in taxes, and you got like less than $100,000. Like, what the fuck am I gonna do? There's tons of horror stories about this, dude. So it's almost like fuck. I wish I didn't get involved in crypto at all, dude. It's been better just going to work.
It's a net loss. Yeah. God damn it,
it's
man.
a nightmare, dude. Taxes is always like the big, stick up your ass, dude. No matter what you're doing, it blows. That's why people don't like universal basic income. Like, dude, fuck that. I'm doing all this work, and then like someone's sitting on their ass is gonna get my money.
Yeah. No, I mean that's funny. We were just talking about universal basic income few minutes ago.
Who?
Just my family.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. And there's some reservations, and I understand, but
pretty much related. It's like those government assistance. Let's just call it that.
Yeah.
Welfare, anything like that. That's the big stigma. It's just people like who are doing real shit.
Yeah.
Are getting the pain from the government. The tax is like we have a gun to our head to pay up so that we can support the rest.
Yeah, but
there's certain cases where I understand, a legit disabled person who can't work and shit.
Yeah, but we're talking about people who are going to get phased out of.
Oh, you're talking about UBI?
Yeah.
I'm just talking about welfare in general.
Oh yeah, well that's different.
Government assistance, because all these programs, they're all corrupt. That's the thing. Like me, I've seen it. Like people take advantage of the system. Yeah. It's easy as fuck to game it. A lot of people they'll just underreport their income and stay under that radar, right? So that they qualify for all this shit.
Yeah.
So that's what sucks. But I guess UBI is a little different because everyone's getting the same cut. Right?
Yeah, everyone's getting the same cut, and it's really it starts with the fact that there's going to be so many jobs that are automated out.
Yeah.
And what do you do with all these people that can't work?
That's the big question mark. Nobody knows yet, but again, there's bulls and bears on this scenario too.
Yeah.
The bulls think
The way that I like to think about it is, well, let's do an experiment. Let's see what happens when we give everybody $1,000 a month.
Or you could say the same thing. Let's see what happens. Like, will people adapt to this new economy?
Yeah, you could do that.
It's an experiment either way. Right?
Here's the thing. We kind of know, in one experiment, we can kind of project as to what's going to happen with people getting, getting laid off because of robots. It's going to be civil unrest. People need a job to pay for their, sustenance. And if they don't have any money, then they're just going to riot. We've seen it before. Argentina, Venezuela, Greece.
Well, but they're rioting, because their economy is just shit.
Yeah, but
there's no opportunity there, no chance to make money.
Well, that's what we're looking at here.
Possibly, yeah.
I mean, we're going to have plenty of cars, right? They're going to be built via automation. There's going to be a lot of cars driving people via automation.
Yeah, I don't see like the wealth gap is just too crazy.
And the wealth gap just gets bigger.
Yeah, it's like I said, if you're wealthy today, you're in good position for the future for sure. Yeah. And it's always been that way from
since thousands of years ago.
Dawn of time. Yeah. If you're in a wealthy position, like, dude, there's so much opportunity for you.
Yeah, but this time it's sort of like a parabola. Like if you're wealthy now, I mean, you're super wealthy.
Yeah.
You're like way.
But if you're not wealthy now, dude, it's like you're fucked.
Yeah, it's like
especially if your jobs are getting fucked.
Yeah, I mean, even Elon says it's like starting life in nightmare mode.
Nightmare? Is that what he said?
Yeah.
What? Without UBI?
With basically, if you're if you're not like in the middle class, you're basically starting life in nightmare mode. Just because things are so difficult. Like, look at us.
It's doable, man. Like my parents have done it. They started their immigrant families and stuff, raised on a farm, raised on ranches and stuff.
Yeah. With
tons of siblings, like parents could barely feed them and shit.
Yeah.
And 40 years later, they're in the middle class, like thriving in the middle class. But
yeah, I mean,
so you can make that argument. Not everybody who starts out poor is doomed to stay there.
No, absolutely not. But the difficulty to get out from the lower class to middle class, I think, increases.
What, over time?
Yeah, over time. But I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, we got to experiment. Let's see what happens when we give everybody $1,000.
But you can't experiment with the fucking economy like that, dude.
Yeah, why not?
Because that could just fuck everything.
But
when the economy,
everything's gonna get fucked anyways.
Well, we don't know. Like I said, there's the argument is all throughout time. Any technological advancement, it's kind of like an automation event. Like people's jobs get wiped.
Yeah, but you can't keep doing that until forever, right? There's gonna be a tipping point where there are not enough jobs for 10 billion people, right? There's simply
not. Population is decreasing. That's what I heard.
Well, that's because people are getting smarter. That's why.
Yeah, people are just not having as much sex, I think.
No, it's not. They're not.
No, it's true.
They're not having as many kids.
Well, that's true. They probably are having more sex nowadays. Yeah. No. But I think, like in Japan, they're not having as much sex. But I don't know about American culture. But I heard like our population, soon is going to go down.
If we were in the previous generation at our age, we would have like 3 kids by now.
Yeah, I think it's not that we're not having as much sex. I think we're getting married less. So
we're getting married less.
The concept of family is like less important to our generation.
It's blurry.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck we do nowadays.
Yeah, it's like it's sort of survival. I mean, we're just surviving essentially. Like, does it make sense to get married? In some cases, it does.
Yeah,
but is it the most important thing in life? No, it is not.
Well, it's best for the kids. Like I said, if you're gonna have kids, that's the best way to do it, I think.
Yeah, but
just because if you don't get married, then you're like more than likely you got kids. You're not married. Like, you're gonna split up, and the kids are gonna be.
That's not true. That's not true.
I think so.
I wouldn't say it's more than likely.
Yeah, that's because marriages crumble all the time.
Yeah, so, man. It's
you don't need. Yeah, marriage. The whole concept of marriage.
It's a concept. It's an old, outdated concept.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good. I mean, it is good. It's just, is it like paramount these days? No, I don't think so.
Paramount in what way?
Like, in the sense of culture. Like, it's no longer necessary. If 2 people are going to stay together, they're going to stay together, whether they're married or not. And a marriage certificate is not going to solidify that any harder than 2 people deciding to stay together.
I think the thing about marriage is because it's punishing if you don't fucking abide by the contract. So it kind of like makes it incentivizes you to be like,
no, that's ridiculous.
No, it's not, dude. What do you mean? You know what it's like to get divorced?
The only benefits of marriage is the tax incentives. That's it.
No, but I'm saying, like, if you take a married couple and an unmarried couple, they both have a child. I think the married couple is more likely to stay in line. You know what I mean? Like, not deviate from what's the word I'm looking for?
Well,
like from being unfaithful to each other and shit. So that because there's a contract in place, if you do that and you get divorced, like it's a fucking shitstorm, like legally.
Well, yeah, that's more reason not to get married, right?
But that's what I'm saying. So it's, I mean, yeah, this, I don't know. It's unhealthy, right? Yeah.
I mean, look, a child needs a father figure and a mother figure.
Yeah.
Whether they're married or not has no impact on the development of the child.
No, I agree, 100%.
Right. So,
but does it have an impact on the parents though? Like their relationship?
I don't think that because two people are together and they're not married doesn't mean that they're being, unfaithful to each other.
But
I don't think that at all. Like those are two separate things in my mind.
Because if you're unmarried, there's literally no punishment. Like if you cheat you just break up and that's it. If a marriage breaks, like it's a whole thing. It's a legal thing.
If you're being faithful because of the punishment,
I know, yeah, it's bad.
Then what's the point of being married?
But I think that's like most marriages, dude. That's why it's got to be living hell if you're in a marriage that you can't escape from. Because
what we've seen is the previous generations who have stayed married. Because there's some generations there's some people, there's families in our previous generation who have been divorced. But if you look at those who have stayed together, they've stayed together because of culture. The culture is when you get married, you stay married.
Yeah.
And that's it. And then if you go another generation before that, those who did get married stayed married. Uh-huh. But now it's just not like that. If you get married these days, it's equally as common to get a divorce when you get married.
It's a coin flip.
It's literally 50-50. So
what do you think brought that,
shit, I don't even know.
Shifted to that?
I don't know.
I think it's this culture, and like you said, it's culture.
Yeah.
Back then, marriage was more valued and stuff, and I think people literally.
Yeah, when they got married, it was like, oh shit, I'm married. I better do my part and stick together. This is a team, and But I don't know if the current situation, the environment in 2019 supports that idea.
It probably had a lot to do with like women's rights. I think.
Well, not
like
previous
equality.
Generations.
That's why the family was more likely to stick together because women had less opportunity, right?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
I'm speculating here. I wasn't alive, but I'm assuming like in the 1950s, there's probably like less women in the workforce, way less. There's a lot of them less being educated, right? Nowadays, it's like it's equal. I think women are more educated than men from the statistic wise. They're like thriving in college. I don't know if that's like a false statistic or not, but
I think there are more women that are being educated. I don't know if they're more educated than men.
Well, it's 50-50.
Yeah.
But back in the day, it wasn't like that. So, again, a marriage was more like the dude goes out, makes the money, the woman is the home.
Well, that's the thing. It's the reason, in my opinion, I think in that scenario where the man goes to work and the woman's at home, the woman has no leverage. The man can do whatever he wants.
Exactly, yeah.
Cheat, do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
And the woman is going to put up with
trapped.
it. She has no other option.
It's true, yeah.
And, I mean, I've seen so many families in that situation.
Yeah.
Like, that's a terrible existence.
Exactly, yeah.
And it is far better to have two people who decide to stay together, who are independently financially supported.
Mm-hmm.
And if they decide to stay together, that's far more powerful than a marriage, a contract, a culture.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're talking about two people who will grow up and die together because they're independently together for just because they want to be. They can separate and they both will be fine.
Mm-hmm.
But when those people who could separate and both be fine decide to stay together, that's far more powerful than anything.
Yeah, for sure.
And so
like you said, like leverage is equal.
Yeah, it's equal.
That's what I'm saying. So
like
that's why I think marriage is getting like wrecked.
It's outdated. Yeah,
it's getting wrecked nowadays because of now it's an even playing field, right? That's the whole women's movement about social justice and whatnot.
Yeah,
I mean it's gotten to a point where it's kind of toxic and stuff.
Yeah,
like, I think they're overdoing it a bit
for sure, for sure.
But the concept is sound. you know, like we said, it's kind of, it's bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
And you know, that's I don't even know what brought this up.
If you like do like the stats, like any relationship that's gone that long, it's probably like 95% are like married by now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's, you gotta face that like cultural stigma.
Yeah.
Which is, it's not that bad.
Right.
You can deal with it. Fuck it.
But I wonder, I wish I could remember what brought this up, because it had some relevance to like, oh, we were talking about taxes and then marriage and then tax implications, I guess.
Yeah, there you go. Fucking taxes. Oh, I don't know.
That's what it was.
And like UBI and
there, UBI. There you go.
And then we talked about like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Like, to sum everything up, obviously trading crypto is such a pain in the ass from a tax standpoint. I wonder, I'd like to know what the implications are for other countries. Like, how do they do it? Like, is it a big deal for them like it is for U.S. citizens? I mean, I'm just curious.
Every country, some country, like if you live in like Puerto Rico, I think you're tax free or something. Romania, same shit. I think.
How do they do that, man?
I don't know. Every country has their own rules when it comes to this type of shit. Capital gains.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever the United States is doing though, it's fucking working because like, dude, we fucking own.
Yeah.
Like the country does. Like so much money. Obviously, they got us working like fucking hamsters over here, like churning out the butter.
Not only that, they've convinced us that it's right. It feels good to work. Like it's a common thing to work until we're like 80 years old.
It's true. And like the whole retirement scam and shit. It's like our whole life is like the golden years. Like we're working towards where you're almost dead. Yeah. You're almost dead. Now you can finally enjoy your life.
Right.
That's fucking so trash.
Yeah, and then what are you supposed to do? Like,
I know you can barely walk and wipe your ass and shit. And like all of a sudden you're just like, oh, I got my nice pension check coming in every month.
But I'm a millionaire.
But but I'm too old to really enjoy it. All you can do is like sit at a beach and like just rot away. Fucking
and then you die faster when you're not like active.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Most cases, like once you lose your, like your whole life, you're motivated by the grind, right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it gets taken out from under you.
Yeah, that's right.
It's like all of a sudden you're just like, shit, what's the now? What do I live for? It's like, grandkids? I don't know. Maybe your grandkids suck ass or something, or you don't have any. I don't know.
Yeah.
Then life is just really depressing at that point.
Yeah, and I was watching a YouTube video where this guy, he walked into Costco and he saw like a 90-year-old man like greeting people inside. I mean, that's the alternative if you're not preparing for the end, I guess.
Oh.
Yeah, you have to still work.
Yeah, of course. Which is, you don't have retirement planned out. Yeah, it's fucking impossible though.
Yeah,
to survive in our economy, dude. It's like,
and
everything's so expensive. You're not working, dude. Shit.
And that's why crypto is our Hail Mary for retirement.
Not for retirement. This is my
this is like
retire by 35 strategy type shit. That's what I'm saying. This is like, I want to get to the point where I'm like, I'm able to participate
in like investments.
Yeah,
and
not just crypto.
Yeah.
Like I want to have
like buy townhomes, rent them out,
stuff like that, just to keep growing my net worth. And then eventually at some point I would like to somebody comes to me with like a project. Hey, we need $200,000 investment so we can get this shit off the ground. Like shit, I'll do it.
Yeah.
I got the money to do it. And that's, some kind of like early Facebook type investment type shit.
Yeah.
That would be awesome. That's my dream. But to get there is a fucker.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
But if this turns out to be true, $1 million Bitcoin within like a decade, I mean, that's a reasonable outcome.
Yeah, and I learned my mistake the first go around, dude. I blew most of my money.
Yeah.
I won't do that next time for sure.
Yeah.
It was over exuberance. Like again, that was the whole euphoria thing. Like I made a shit ton of money and I thought I was just gonna keep going forever.
Yeah.
Which in the long term it might, but
yeah.
In the short term I was like, dude, I don't have to worry about money anymore. And it's like, nope. All of a sudden, like taxes, and then like market crashes, and like all of a sudden, money's like the biggest issue, worse than it was before. God damn.
Well, we talked about some strategies, so we kind of prepare ourselves for this situation. We can't make these mistakes, and we don't want you guys making the same mistakes. That's why we're doing this podcast. We're doing blogs, and because
we're all going through this together.
Yeah. The next time we see a $20,000 or $50,000 and eventually a $200,000 Bitcoin, there's going to be a FOMO like we've never seen before.
What should we do? Like when there's like 200,000 around the fuck, should we like sound the alarm bells? Like I have like an actual fucking bell in here. It's like, ding, 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 ding. Like fucking sell.
Yeah.
Everybody sell. Hell yeah, dude. That's
Hell
gonna
yeah.
be it.
It's going to be a live podcast too.
Yeah, something.
Yeah, we're going to stream live. We're going to watch Bitcoin go from like 180 to 200 in the same podcast.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, we definitely need to be live and shit at some point. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Because we need more like listeners, I guess, to like make it justify it.
Yeah.
Actually,
by that time, I mean, you know, we're going to have a decent audience.
Do we have to like? Can we stream this like on Twitch or something, or like?
Yeah, we could. Yeah.
Maybe we should look into this.
Yeah, why not?
And then once it's streamed, then you have like a VOD, right? And then you just upload that to Stitcher and all that stuff.
Yeah, YouTube,
iTunes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, guys.
I'm out of breath.
Yeah, that's our I guess our daily run up. I mean, we've been meeting more frequently these days just because price is getting crazy.
And shit's getting interesting. There's lots to talk. Like I said, I literally just ran over it because of the price. I don't have any news.
Yeah, no.
I don't think we fucking mentioned anything except for VeChain partnership with Walmart and Chainlink with Google.
And Facebook struggling with
Facebook. They're getting all kinds of cuckery from the government, which is expected.
Yeah, which that's how powerful Bitcoin is because you can't do that with Bitcoin.
Exactly. Yep. There's nobody. The government can't summon some Satoshi or anybody like that. Like,
and even if they did, it's like it's out of my hands.
Yeah, that's what's so awesome. That's the whole idea, right?
Yeah, and make sure you follow us on Twitter at the Block Runner and visit our website as well to look at all our blog posts, and we're gonna be doing more frequent posts as well. So,
what about Decentraland? Did you say something on the chat that? Yeah, we could start building on it or something.
Yeah, you can deploy land already. So before the beta, you can deploy land.
Like what Oscar's been working on, the SDK stuff.
Yep. You can use the SDK to deploy your actual like custom land onto the real Decentraland. So you won't be able to see it until you get into the beta, though.
Okay. So what's the point of doing that now?
But there's no point unless you're going to be in the beta. Like since hopefully we get in the beta. But if we're in there, we'll at least be able to see our land and be able to compare it to what everyone else is doing. Yeah. For those who have deployed, and I imagine in the beta, there's not going to be that much deployment.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, stay tuned for that too. I mean, we got a lot of Decentraland updates.
Yeah, we haven't even talked about that. Yeah, we'll talk about that off the podcast since you're headed. Yeah. Eventually that'll be part of our website too.
Yeah, for sure. That'll be a big portion of the website.
Yeah, because we're actually very into this.
Yeah,
I actually have a lot of money staked in the fucking success of this project too.
Yeah, and mana being at 5 cents. I mean, that's a good price to be like grabbing up all the land.
Exactly. That's what I want to talk about. I'm gonna make a purchase today. We gotta find the plot and 2x2.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you for listening, and we'll be back pretty soon.
Yep. Later.
Peace. Thank you for listening to the Block Runner podcast. Make sure you visit our website, theblockrunner.com, and sign up to stay up to date on the latest in crypto. Also, reach out to us on Twitter at @theblockrunner.